I was gonna put a song on while I was having people come in my room. I always start talking right away. Everybody else has intros. I'm square. I'm as square as they come. But that's okay. That's okay, right? You like square, okay? Okay, I'm gonna play a song while I finish writing my notes here. This is Ken Carson, and he's given his music to Liberty Warrior Nation to use. Copyrights, and I know I'm included in that, so I'm going to share this cool video, take some notes real quick, and let people come in. Okay. Oh, I just got my notification, so find me. Although I heard people weren't getting their notifications, so bummer.
Look down your sides into the wind, or just let it go. Sun comes up in the heartland, into the woods I will be. I follow my heart and my passion, just set free. Oh yeah.
See if anyone's here yet. Hey Mike. How lucky am I? It's you. Aren't I special? Hey RD, what's happening? I'm going to talk about Big Pharma today, you guys. And I'll pause that. They can find Ken Carson. He's awesome. He has been censored and banned and everything else. And so he contacted Mike at the Liberty Warrior Nation and asked if he could share his music. And Mike put him on the show and has been sharing his music ever since. So we love Ken Carson. You are the first. Cool. So you got a notification, because yesterday I had a bunch of people say, I subscribed and I didn't get notified, but they didn't say they hit the bell. So maybe they, no, I think they did. I think they said it. So good morning. Are you driving? I wonder if you're driving. You're always driving, dude. People are like, man, that Liberty Warrior, he should have called himself Road Warrior. Nope. Oh, that's right. You made it home. Or no, you made it. Gosh, I watched you yesterday. You set up at a park and you got that trip down, right? It's not going all the way to Humboldt. So it's 2 days, I guess. It's so cool to have the family with you on the road, right? It's awesome. I've been doing that a lot too, just throwing on YouTube and seeing who's on. And it's like we kind of dreamed of, right? That we could go on channels any time of day and see our family getting together. And I love it. I love you, praying for you so much, and Noah and the family, RD and David and K Nation and Robert. You know, they're my friends who've opened up about the losses they've had in their lives. And that's what it's about, right? We're wanting to provide emotional support and let people talk. And so it's so fun. I love going to Travis's show at night. You know, we were on there last night talking about you, and they were talking about me too. I turned it on, right? I got in the car with my mom and I turned it on. And Robert said, I just finished watching Deanna. Sorry, Robert. It's fun. I listened to Mike struggle that way too for a while. And then when he got it down, man, he was like, Deanna. You'll get it down. It's just one of those tongue-tied names. It's dumb. Thanks, Mom. She spelt it that way. Good morning, Robert. And so that's why I just said, just call me D. It's cool. I had this stepsister named Deanna, and she was like the wicked stepsister. She really was. So anyway, this morning, you guys, wow. I don't know if any of you seen what I discovered yesterday and with my friend Linda, but it looks like our public health officer holds 4 offices. One is in Vancouver, Washington. 2 or 3 of them are in Humboldt County. And Let's see what else. I found a lawsuit with his name on it, but his name has one more N or one less N. I got to get that straight. From what our local newspaper, our local journalist title him. They give, so I just think it'd be so easy for people to just change their name, drop a letter. Wow, that's pretty simple. So Ian Hoffman, I mean, it's looking like that's who is being sued by the United States. So I just saw that there was somebody in the agenda who got a stepped up grant funding, more money. He works at the airport. His name is the same name as our public health officer. So I just did a little digging and I found this lawsuit with our public health officer's name. But then my friend Linda pointed out it's got one N, one less N, or one more N, whatever, one of those things. So we've done some researching and digging, and I'm going to just do some more of that. I know what I can do to figure that out. She told me we just have to find out if he's got the same birthday, because people can change their names, and but they can't change their birthday. So it's looking that way because he holds 4 offices, and this person is being sued out of the state capital of Sacramento, which is only 5 hours from here. So my mind was like, yesterday I did a big long stream about it because I found it just before I went on and I was all giddy. But then she said the name was different. I was like, uh-oh, did I just, say something wrong? I don't want to put out wrong information. So I don't rightly know if that's dude or not, but I think it is. So my friend Justin's going to come up later today, but I was reading this morning in my reading, and something came pretty clear to me. What I wanted to talk about was about true wellness and medicine, and also about big pharma. Hi, work in progress. How are you, honey? Man, I've missed you. You found me. I know they kick us around. We got to start new channels and everything, and we all miss work in progress. Look at, he's here. How's it going for you, man? Any job? Anybody take you in yet and treat you good? Treat you well? And I know you're in Tennessee, right? Because Nashville. Yep. And work in progress is a fighter, you guys. He's standing for his freedom, and it's cost him some sacrifices, and he knows I've sacrificed, and Mike has sacrificed, and Robert's up in Del Norte. So yeah, but his family has sacrificed. That we're all just going through it, but working. I've been worried about you, and I've been praying for you, and I'm hoping that you got a good job, that someone's found you and appreciates you and is treating you good. That's what we want for you. So I hope that's what's going on with you. So I thought I was reading in my 52-week thing or whatever, and it turns out I was just like going on in Ezekiel, because I looked something up in Ezekiel, and but it was really cool because towards the end I just caught this little last verse I want to share with you. And so I was in the very end of Ezekiel, because it was going right into Daniel. And at the very end, God is telling people, he's telling people how he's going to restore things, okay? And it says, along the bank of the river on this side and that will grow all kinds of trees used for food. Their leaves will not wither and their fruit will not fail. They will bear fruit every month because their water flows from the sanctuary. Their fruit will be for food and their leaves for medicine. Okay, so that was just something that really caught my eye right away. And we're trying to put out a new narrative. It's not new, but it's a suppressed narrative. It's an oppressed narrative. It's a censored narrative, and it's about true wellness. And true wellness is hugging and gathering and having celebrations of life and graduations and death and dying with dignity, and not this other narrative, right? That they're telling us is true health. Take this, cover this, don't go by anybody, be afraid, obsessively wash your hands. In case some of you haven't figured it out yet, those are satanic occult ritual practices, 100%. And I knew about them 26 years ago when my husband and I both decided to try the Christian thing. Okay, I know that's going to sound very insulting to some people, but we did give our hearts and lives to Christ, and we were pagans, and we had tried everything else. We worshiped the Grateful Dead. Okay, we spent a lot of time, money, and energy following that band around like yuppies. We had jobs. We were jet set deadheads. My husband always worked his brains out since he was 16. He would never just like go follow a band and do something like that. No offense if you did that. I've met plenty of great people at the shows that did that, and it was actually the first time I ever felt a true sense of oneness and of a family camaraderie with strangers that I didn't even know, and smelled like vegan and vegetarian food and like patchouli and hi Bella. And just it was so wild to me. And my husband took me to my first Grateful Dead show when I was 16. We went to Alpine Valley, Wisconsin in 1987. And I had never danced in public before, but I got a funny joke for you. What did the one deadhead say to the other deadhead when they ran out of drugs? This music sucks. So anyway, I do not worship the Grateful Dead anymore, but I did get introduced to this beautiful family, and it wasn't fake. It was very legitimate. While the band was there, everybody was super excited that they were there. Hi, Mama.
Hi, baby.
I'm streaming.
Okay.
Now just come
Go
say hi.
for it.
Come on, you look great. Your hair looks great. Watch this cord here.
Yeah.
I get the kisses. I get the kisses. Happy birthday.
Oh, that was yesterday.
That was
A
yesterday.
year ago.
Well, some people take a week.
Yeah, mine.
Birthday week.
Yeah.
And my daughter's blowing up my phone. Anyway, you guys, that's my mama. Isn't she great? I love my mama. Today, we got to share a picture of her tiny house. It was 4 years ago. It got all framed up and put up, and yeah, it's good to see you too, Bella. How are you, honey? You doing okay? Everybody good? Anybody got anything they want to share? You can. I'm just going to ramble here. I'm going to put this thing in there if anyone wants to call in. So yeah, the big pharma and the medicine. The thing is, it's frustrating for me as a Christian that when I first became a Christian, a lot of those things were looked at like witchcraft, or, no, there was hardly anybody into essential oils back in 1993. But those things were only really in the new age stores. And so a lot of times those paths cross, right? And it's a great chasm that's in between us with it. And big pharma's on the one side and the true wellness is on the other side. And it's never been more clear to me anyway, that big pharma has not got my best interest. Okay. Big pharma is, I got some wonderful visuals for y'all today, but big pharma is basically this is nice little, what's it called? Yeah, I'm so brain dead with the school stuff. It's a document. It's just a document. And it just kind of shows all these organizations, okay, and who's tied in with it. So, oh, wow, I get LW. Hey, man, how are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Is Noah there?
No, he is not. He's home with Grandma.
Noah's way happier. He's
yeah,
way
I bet
happier.
he is, because I'm on my way back to North Dakota right now, so I'm sure he is happy.
I know you are. You psycho. Last load, right? Last load.
Yep, last load, last trip, I hope. So.
Bye, Bella. Thanks for stopping in, honey. Love ya. Last trip. I know you couldn't just do a big U-Haul, I guess. That's what I kept thinking, but you obviously have vehicles and stuff. And are you going to have someone clean the house for you?
It's pretty much already cleaned. The
Yeah.
U-Haul was going to cost me $4,000 plus fuel.
What? Are you
So
serious?
I'm dead serious. So that was a little steep for me. So
That's because they're all in
I'm doing
California, going
it.
somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm going to Idaho.
They hate us so much. Oh, they hate us so much. So badly. So what else is new? You're going to go pack up today? When will you go? When will you return? Tomorrow?
I'm hoping to hit the road tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. So you'll sleep. Your
So
bed
I'll
is one of
drive
the
back.
last things? Your bed is one of the last things over there?
No, I grabbed
No?
my bed. It's already in Idaho.
Well, where are you going to sleep? How are you going to sleep?
Just just gonna sleep on an air mattress.
Oh, yeah. Well, it beats the car like in South Dakota on the 4th of July, right? Dang, man. Can you
Yeah,
still believe that
yeah, and
happened?
then I'm trying to forget about it. Then Elaine and I and the boys slept in the Dodge when I was taking her home to California because we waited too long to book a hotel.
Oh
And
my
when we finally
gosh.
got a hotel, they wanted $500 for a room. I said, "Nah, I'm good."
I had asked my mom to take those dryer balls out. She loves those dryer balls. She puts like 5 or 6 of them in, and they're like, boom, boom, boom. And my husband's listening to his day trader teacher. You know, he joined that day trading guy. He's
Oh
paid,
yeah.
yeah, he paid $500 a month to be in this guy's room so he can watch all the trading. He's gotten a second screen for his office. I showed that the other day. And then yesterday I go to his office, excuse me, and he pulls out another second screen for his laptop. so so it
Yeah.
just sets it. I'm like, you really need that? And he's like, oh yeah, I need it. When you got trades going on, you have to be able to see it. Hi Sheila, how are you? So he's so funny, and it's super smoky here today. I'm worried what's what's burning in that smoke. You know, it's bad. It's really
Well,
bad.
well, Elaine's friends had to evacuate yesterday, or day before yesterday. They had to evacuate their place.
Willow
Oh heck, I
Creek.
can't remember where it's at, but probably the
Yeah,
Willow Creek area. They had to
yeah.
evacuate, and now they can't get back in to water their plants. They're worried about losing their whole crop.
Well, yeah, that's a big deal right now, and it's all over. We got moisture the last 2 days. It was like thick, heavy moisture. So I'm surprised. I was shocked, really, because yesterday was so clear. And it's nice when it comes at night. You know, you go to bed. And then you wake up and it was clear and sunny. But today it's like I can't see Neeland. I can't see the bay. I can't see anything. It's just smoke. Robert's smelling smoke up there now, so I think that's a first because he's got the ocean there and all those redwood trees, and they typically filter, or it really wasn't blowing that way or burning that way, and now it is burning that way. Billy's
Yeah.
cousin came out with his dad, or I mean, his dad came out and they packed up 2 trucks and left his property. He was surrounded by smoke and fire. He's been that way. It's been that way for him for years. He's lived out there 8 years, and last year, his crop was just totally smoky, ruined. It was
Uh,
just, he didn't care for it. So I think he's done. He had put a garden in this year. My husband went out and visited him. It's such a shame. It's so beautiful. He built their property from the ground up. I mean, they put their own spring, they built the house. He cleared for a barn. He was getting ready to build a barn. So there's another family that got pushed out of California by the mismanagement of the forest and the fires. And it's just garbage. I've watched it for 20 years. It used to be so good here. It was so good
yep.
here.
Mismanagement mismanagement of our resources is a big deal, and it's
Yeah.
constant.
Yeah. It's in every
So I,
department I'm finding. Yeah, go ahead.
yes, I wanted to make a comment real quick on what you said a few minutes ago about how we're all family and you're able to watch different shows throughout the day. I've been waiting for you to come on. I got up at 3:30 this morning and hit the road, and I was watching Coffee and Prayer with Craig and them, and I've
Yeah.
been waiting for you to come on because there's nothing between Craig and you, and then after you get done, I'm gonna have to wait for Jeff Riddle to come on so I can catch Jeff's show. So yeah, we need more time slots here because when you're
Yes.
traveling like
Yes.
I do
Yes.
constantly, I need you guys.
Consistency.
So
You're the consistent one
we need
too,
more
Mike.
people.
Yeah, and you're the
We need
consistent
more
one.
people.
Neck of the Woods is on after me or in between. I think they come on at noon.
Okay.
I've seen that I've been on at the same time as Jeff and Neck of the Woods, and I'm tracking right with you because I was thinking that is a shame that we should actually not overlap each other and then have dead space in between, right? We should definitely try to toggle it where we're all on because so many people are finding all the different, all the different ones. And it's funny, after you did that shout out for me, I had 268 subscribers and now I have 245. So it's hard when you get them. I feel like it's not a cheap way, but it's kind of a cheating way because all my other subscribers before were just from me, right? They found me and I don't want to have a lot of people on my channel. I really don't because I like it small and intimate. The chat's not rolling like crazy. I mean, it's over for you, buddy. It's over for you.
Yeah.
So
we just broke 14,000 this morning.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
And
So
I know
I told Robert I'm coming to California. I'm thinking either the end of this month or the very 1st of September. So I'm gonna come see you guys. So I'm hoping that there's some we can spread things out so I can listen to Liberty Warrior Nation all the way from Idaho to California and back.
Right on. Right on. Well, someone just got here. Look who's here. Say hi real quick. It's my friend Justin.
Hey, Justin.
We're gonna do some work today.
Hey,
everybody.
Hi, everybody. He says. Yeah, yesterday was cool. Did you see any of that rally we did at the?
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
I did.
Go ahead, sir.
I did. You're putting out.
Right
you're
on.
putting out. You're putting out so much good information. I really wish more people would come pay attention to what you have to say because it does. What happens in California affects all of us because you know as well as I do. It starts on the West Coast. It starts on the East Coast, and it works its way to the center of America. So, what's happening in California is just our future, no matter where we're at. So we got to pay attention.
Yeah, interesting. It's interesting in my reading this morning too. It said something about God was going to deal with the coastlands, the people in the coastlands. And that's what I've thought about for a long time. The East Coast is where a lot of rich and powerful people are, right? Then you've got Hollywood, you've got Washington and Oregon, and it seems like the elitists have the coastland, right? They have all that.
Yeah.
Beautiful, pristine, and they want it. They want it for themselves. They don't want us to have. They want to shove us into the heartland, I guess, which is fine and not fine, because we deserve to live in the coastland too. But
Yeah.
This NWO narrative is something I wanted to talk about today because when I moved here, I was schooled by these Californians about a lot of things. First of all, injections. They were to them here in Humboldt County when I moved here. Most people told me they were concerned about Asperger's and autism and all that being connected with it. They just were not crazy about that type of medicine here. They were not crazy about
Yeah.
circumcision. They call it, body mutilation. That's a personal decision. I had a friend who had a 10-year-old boy that she did not circumcise him when he was a baby. And she said, and she was a single mama. And for 10 years, the kid had infections and infections and infections. And she told us, I would not wait. I would do that again. I would have got him circumcised, So, that was somebody that came into our life and spoke something, and I took it to heart. And we were pretty new Christians at the time, and we did that with son. But now, I don't know. That's a very personal decision. I know very strongly about it. But it is a health issue. It's not just a, religious procedure. You know what I mean? So it's private. So I just told the whole world.
You gotta keep that thing clean.
Right. It's about the foreskin and pulling it back. I got to deal with that on my horse. Okay. I'm looking at my horse's thing, and he's a stud. And I'm like, uh-oh, I think I'm supposed to do something with that. Like, I don't even, it's like crusty. And I'm sorry, but I do not know about these things. So, but I will find out from a doctor, my friend who gave me the horse. He actually called me the other day to ask about, and I said he had to rush. He instinctually knows that his horse is a little hurting right now. I just thought that was so cute that he called me up and, how's that? I'm like, well, he's got thrush. Now I'm going to call and say, hey, about that is his winky, what do I do? Can you come up and help a girl out? Dang.
So
man, I need some help.
So Deanna,
Yes,
what you were talking about just a second ago, I want to make two comments real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
So first of all, the whole vacation thing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Abbott out of Texas, it just came out today or today. He's been fully vacationed, and he's still got the sickness. Now he's not like showing any symptoms or anything. I guess he got tested for some reason, which to me is really stupid. Why are we testing healthy people, right? And the second thing that I want to make comment on is even Sean Hannity came out about 2 or 3 days ago and said that fully vacationed people are still getting sick, and they feel like they're actually spreading sickness because they got vacation. And what's the point of vacation anyway? It's just this amok of medical tyranny needs to stop, and it needs to stop now.
Amen. God help us. We need God to come in and help us because we're in over our heads.
They're talking now that everyone needs to take the booster, and that's absolute bullshit. I'm sorry. It's just going to keep. They're going to just keep. Yeah, so now they're talking once a year or twice a year you're going to have to get a booster, and that ain't I've never taken any of it, let alone getting any boosters on top of it. It's just not happening.
Damn right. We're not fools here. We're not fools in the Liberty War Nation. There are some that have had to take it and didn't know, and now they're in family, and they understand that. And there are some whose loved ones in the family have taken it, right? We know that. And we don't begrudge them or make them feel like fools or anything because they're hanging out with us. So they know, they see the truth, right? They see that they were coerced. I lost you. I think you're on mute. Or maybe losing you. You may be going on a range, friend, because I don't hear you anymore. But I'll just keep you up. Yep, I went. Maybe he'll pop in. Maybe he'll pop back in. Dang it. That's not cool when you're talking with your friend. There he is. There you are. Hi. I hear you. but I don't hear you. I hear your truck rolling. Talk to me. Talk to me, friend. Did they mute? Are you muted, buddy? I didn't mute you, but I don't think he knows he's back on. You're back on, Mike. Did you butt dial me? I maybe better hang him up because there he goes. Okay. You know, you just don't want to get surprised like that. Hello, Kay, darling. How are you, honey? Here he is.
Can you hear me now?
I hope you know you're on and I can hear you now.
Okay, all right. Well, what happens is I'll get a phone call and that phone call just messes everything up. So
Okay.
it mutes me,
Oh.
it kicks me out, it does all this funky stuff, and I wish technology was smart enough where I could just turn phone calls off while I'm on doing this stuff.
It sounds like it's time for a second phone, friend. That's important.
No, I got a second phone. I don't like packing them around.
Well, where is it? Where is it?
I got it locked in my safe.
Okay. Are you going to break it out for a special occasion?
Well, I gave it to Noah and he was getting in too much trouble, so I locked it in the safe so he couldn't get to it.
Oh, I understand. Yep. Yeah, he'll get in trouble, all right. What is he? 11 now? No, he's 9.
Well, he's 9. He's 9 going on 11, and he's super excited to start fourth grade back home in Idaho.
13. So no nonsense.
Probably more like 16.
I know. That kid is watching you. He's your number one fan. Hi, Noah. I love you, kid. He's always watching you. We caught him watching you not caught him, but he was just sitting around with all those guys. He had the phone when we were at that rental. Mom, she can't be. She's way too rowdy. Justin, can you get her out of here? That puppy has gotten to be a monster. She's a giant puppy. She's gonna. Where's Winston? Did you bring Winnie with you?
No, he stayed with Noah.
Yeah, it's easier for you to travel without him, I guess.
Well, I like taking him with me, but Noah wanted to keep him.
Well, man, the kid's living the life right now. I'm really jealous. He's with grandma. He's got his little doggy. Dad's away. There's nothing better when you're with your grandparents and your parent ain't nowhere in sight.
Yeah.
She's spoiling him, I'll bet.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna let him for the first time. I'm gonna let him ride his bicycle to school every day.
Oh wow!
So he's pretty excited about that.
When does he start?
Monday.
Wow.
Monday. Yeah, in the last 3 days, the 23rd, I think it is. The last 3 days, I think I've got about 12 hours of sleep altogether.
You can't do that. You're going to get sick. Like, you need this Corona Fear Tonic that Genevieve has. I'll send you the recipe. Yeah. You're going to need it.
I got so much to do. I had to take him school shopping yesterday and get him new shoes and all of his clothes and everything ready for school.
Well, grandmas could do that. Your mom could have did that.
Well, she was going to. I asked her to. She said she would.
Yeah.
And I had to go.
Yeah.
I had to go get tires put on the work truck, and I thought, well, heck,
why not?
While I'm down there, let's just go get it done, so she didn't have to. Because she takes care of my aunt because my dad's with me, so it's a lot.
Oh, your dad's with you? My dad.
Yeah.
How fun.
Well, he's behind
in
me
the other
in
car.
The Dodge. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all right. We understand. We understand those things. Well, so Jeff, what time does anybody come on at a consistent time? Because you can really hammer that home with your correspondence. You are the boss. We could all get better. I really want to try. I really want to get on at 10. And I suppose I could set an alarm and quit letting myself sleep in till 8 or 8:30.
And then stay up on Travis's channel till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Talking poo about you. Oh, we do have a good time there. We have a great time. He's
love
such
Travis's
a good brother.
channel.
Man, I love that guy. He's going to come see us. Me and Robert told him that he could stay with us.
That's
and
awesome.
The network is growing with people like us, and I think a lot of us have the gift of hospitality, right? And a lot of us want to connect and gather and live life like normal people. So we're just doing it. And here, when you were talking about Sean Hannity and who else did you say was talking about the jab and how the people that have it are infecting everybody? Who said that? Who is the
Tucker Carlson is another one that says it.
No, but you mentioned somebody before Sean Hannity that they took. Oh, Abbott. I wrote it down. That guy, I didn't trust him. You know why? Because he did an executive order but it was like a good thing, because remember, he did the executive order to make it so you couldn't wear the face diaper and something else. But a lot of us that are trying to do this stuff locally and lawfully and righteously said, nah, that's not the way to do it, because he's acting like an emperor. And Peggy Hall, she brings this kind of stuff out. A lot of times I don't think of it. And I watch her and I'm like, yeah, that's not the way to do it. You're not supposed to rule by damn executive order. That's baloney. But then when they do it for something that you kind of like, people are like, oh, yeah, let's do it. That's dangerous. I don't like that. And it's wrong. And so now we see that he's a sellout. He's a sellout. If he took that stinking jab, no. Because Big Pharma is all these people. This is Big Pharma. They don't care about your health, you guys. They do not care about you at all.
Actually, Deanna, they care about the exact opposite. They want you to be sick all the time,
dead,
so they can stay wealthy. They don't want you to die. They want you to just stay sick, so they can sell you a pill for everything.
I think they want a lot of people to die because they don't like sharing this world with us. And that's part of this guy's plan, isn't he? He has come and said publicly more than once, talked about depopulation. He's gone to Africa and India and ruined those countries with his medicine.
Experimented on them. Yep.
I've seen the videos of the people. It's the most disgusting thing. Those people are poor, and they brought their children to this monster for the monster medicine juice, and now their kids were paralyzed, tremors, like this stuff they give people.
Sterile.
I'm starting to think, remember when we were in grammar school, we were taught about smallpox and the government doing that to the Native American Indians. Do you remember?
Yep.
Were you taught that? I'm 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they told us that the government did this thing. Yes. So why is it so hard? Because they probably stopped teaching people, don't you think? They probably stopped teaching the kids that.
Absolutely. They took that out of our schools, and now they teach that we're all our founding fathers were just racist people. It's disgusting what's in our schools nowadays.
You know what I figured out last night? You know how I see things, and I know you kind of do too, where we have the dots, because you use the word connect the dots all the time, right? And so we get these little pinpoints of information, and a lot of times we could just tuck it away and wait for more, and then we connect the dots, right? That's how I see all this crap. And I see this guy is the big connect the dots with him, right? He's the big thing. Dang it. Forgot what I was going to say. Shoot.
Well, he's an evil person. He is evil. When you look in his eyes, he's an evil person. And you had said something earlier that I wanted to comment on as well when you talked about all the hand washing and how it
Right.
was part of a ceremony
That's
for
right.
the other side. Now listen,
Right.
let me say something. I want to make a comment, and I know that Justin can speak on this, you can speak on this, Elaine can speak on this, Genevieve can speak on this. God created us in his image, and God gave us an immune system. And as long as
Right.
you eat healthy, you exercise, and you treat your body as a temple the best that you can, your immune system fights off everything. Now, yes, there are cases out there where certain people have bad immune systems. I get it. But the whole face covering thing affects your immune system. Over sanitizing everything affects your immune system. Washing your hands all the time affects your immune system. Not only that, but it's also part of a ritual. And I'll be honest, I've been working my butt for the last 3 or 4 days, and I'll sandwich. I don't wash my hands. You know, it may be gross to some people, but I can tell you this: I get enough germs. I get enough germs in my system that my immune system is strong, and I fight off all kinds of stuff. And this over sanitizing, over washing your hands constantly because you're always afraid of germs and you're afraid of this and you're afraid of that. Listen, man, I grew up on the farm. It wasn't uncommon to have dirty hands when you're eating, and you know, when we were kids, we ate dirt and you know, messed with the cows, messed with the horses, and you know, I just think people take the hand washing thing way too far, and that's why they're constantly sick all the time. They don't get enough germs in their system to actually build an immune to them.
Yeah, I mean, my country best friend, who's from Idaho, Cascade, Idaho, she her husband and her live next door. They own this property when we bought it because they exiled to Idaho, right? She grew up, you know, and her kid would be crawling around the floor, and he would get in the dog bowl, and he'd get in the rabbit poop, and he'd get in all this stuff, and I'd be like, you know, a little OCD from my mama. Can someone shut that front door, please? And
shut the front door.
Shut the front door, please. The dog opened the door. Puppy opened the door. Dang it. Anyway,
so you had the OCD from your mom from washing everything and cleaning everything.
A little bit. But my friend took early childhood education courses for preschool, and even the common folk, blue collar workers, are taught about germ spreading and bacteria and healthy bacteria and building up your immune system when you're a kid. This sterilized society that it's a facade. First of all, we are not all doctors, and the world's not all a hospital. Okay, that's what drives me nuts. Because there's 5 states doing this. I think 5 states, and like even in California, not every county is doing this baloney, right? So you could travel around, and it's like, oh, there's a pocket of communism over there, because they told. I know what I was going to say. This is what I figured out. Okay, with that public health officer, okay, and with that paperwork I read that we dropped off to him on Friday, that now I know why he wasn't there. He's never there. He only always Zooms, okay? And supposedly he has offices here. He holds 3 of them here and 1 in Vancouver, Washington. And what I figured out is from reading that paperwork that we dropped off, it said something about how he is illegally holding the office, okay, and embezzling money, right? They're embezzling money. And why couldn't I find him on the website in my county's records anywhere? And why is the city council hiding out too? Because they're embezzling money too. And the board of supervisors is embezzling money. And you know how I know they are? Because the auditor here in the county has been telling everybody that we're in a million or billion dollars of deficit here. She cannot balance the books. Okay, she cannot balance the books. And she has not been able to balance the books since she started her job as the controller auditor for the county. And that's what they're all doing, dude.
Sure.
That's what they're all doing. That's how they do it. They set, and so, because when I read that paper that Linda and I dropped off, I shared it on Stand Up Humboldt, and one of the things it said was that he is illegally occupying the office. He's illegally occupying the office. And the top of the paper said that it was from We the People. It said everything except, and then at the bottom it said, not including America Corp, right? Like that. That's what I was going to talk about today, was the difference between true wellness and sellouts and true medicine and big pharma, because it's all connected that way. The big pharma people, and I was going to direct people to go over to, can you shut that door? Oh, you're going to go to Shepherd of the Forest website. I get my kiss from my husband now. Say hi to Mike. You can't see him, but he's.
Hey, Mike.
You can't
How's
see
it
him,
going,
but
buddy?
he's
Hey, William, brother.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing
He's
great.
driving.
I'm
He's
traveling.
driving.
Right on, dude. Keep on trucking.
Truck away.
Yeah, I will.
All right, man. Talk to you later. Good talking to you. One of these days we got a yak, dude.
He's coming back
Absolutely.
to Humboldt.
All right, man. Cool. Later. Bye.
Yep.
Bye, baby. Can you shut that door for me? Thank you. Yeah, so I was going to share that crystals experiment that Elaine shared with me too, but I want to start. Let me share a 30-second video, Mike. I think you'll like this.
All right. Do it. Do it.
Yeah, let me share this with you. Let's see. So yesterday I did my show and I spoke for 4 minutes before I turned on my microphone because I was plugged into Billy's whole system. And you know, when you change your system, you're just done. And somebody told me, said, Mike almost did a whole show without his microphone on. And I laughed so hard, I thought, ooh, that was funny. I said, oh, thank you for that. Because I used to like to make fun of Craig and everything.
Every time I change something new or unplug something, I always ask the audience, make sure they can hear me before I start the show. Because I've sat there and talked. I've sat there and talked for like 10 minutes without my mic on before.
It feels so embarrassing. You're like, dang it. I hope they could lip read. And you know what? Here's a coincidence for you. Here's a coincidence for you. That was the first time I was sharing. I shared that scripture from, Thessalonians, Paul's prayers. I was trying to teach about Paul's prayers for the believers, and I went on and on and on. And I thought, oh, isn't that a coincidence that I was muted on that time? So anyway, here's the video I want to share with you. This is and I need you to teach me how I can make my screen bigger and still see the chat or all that stuff. One of these times I'll need you to help me out. But this is
you can't. You can't. If you want to make the screen bigger, click the overlay off real quick and watch the video, and then you can turn the overlay back on.
Overlay is what shrinks it and makes it bigger?
Your chat.
Oh.
Yeah, turn your chat overlay off, and it'll make your screen bigger while we watch the video, and then you can turn it back on.
All right. Oh, I see the toggle switch.
There you go. Okay. There you go.
Yay.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, watch this. It's only 27 seconds. I got to get some water.
because the goal is not to completely subjugate Afghanistan. The goal is to use Afghanistan to wash money out of the tax bases of the United States, out of the tax bases of European countries, through Afghanistan and back into the hands of a transnational security elite. That is the goal, i.e. the goal is to have an endless war, not a successful war.
So yeah, he just popped up in my YouTube feed this morning, and I was like, wow, that was pretty good, right? It obviously it's current.
Absolutely.
And where is he? Do you know? Have you heard where this dude is at all?
No.
Oh, I
I'm
think
not.
we're losing you. Oh, no, are you there? I turned you down. Oh, sorry, I turned you down.
Yeah, I'm here.
Where is
I'm
this
here.
guy? Where is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's still. It said.
Harry, that's
It was
for
from
sure.
Save Assange. Yeah. Well, no, you know who I think put that out? I think it was that Il Donaldo Trump. Yeah. Have you guys seen that yet? Have you guys seen this YouTube channel? They say it's Mr. T. It's Il Donaldo Trumpo. See it here? And he does a lot of funny. Oh, I wanted to show Justin this. I didn't even watch this one, but let's.
Yes.
I'm sure some people are a little disturbed when they see headlines that say, "Oh, this bipartisan effort would look like a win for Biden."
Justin does this.
Well, it's a win for Republicans, and it's a win for Biden. It's a win for Democrats. It's a win for the
I
Senate.
can't stand to listen to him anyway, but isn't that funny? So yeah, if they want to see Il Donaldo Trumpo, he puts out short little skits. You've seen him before at all?
Oh yeah, and they're pretty funny most of the time.
Have you ever seen him before? Oh, you know what I saw yesterday that was really funny
have.
from them? It said something about why can't they win? And it was showing those soldiers doing jumping jacks. Did you see that one?
No, I have not.
They were not. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna share this one with you. Let me share this one with you. Yep, this is entertaining. You're just driving, right? And it says, I can't imagine why the Afghan army fell so quickly. He can't imagine why the Afghan army fell so quickly. Okay, watch them try to do jumping jacks. I'm sorry, but this was funny. I'm like, wow, I'm glad I was taught how to do a proper jumping. Oh, you can't? Is that my fault?
It might be. No,
I'm sharing.
It's my fault. Hold on a second. Yeah, I gotta refresh. There it is. Okay, now I see it.
Okay, well, they're getting better than they were, but in the very beginning here, watch this guy. Watch this guy.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's just,
yeah, they're. Wow.
That's pretty pitiful, right? I mean, you can't do a jumping jack because your people didn't teach you how to do a jumping jack when you were a kid. That's all I think of. I'm not going to make fun of these people for anything other than they don't know how to do a dang jumping jack, man. I guess I should get up and see if I could do one, but I'm pretty sure I could do one. I can still do a cartwheel, I think. But, yeah, funny. Il Donaldo Trumpo. He's got some funny videos. I love that Ken Carson's music, man. His stuff gets in my head so bad. And everybody likes to hear.
Well, he's got 30 new songs that he's going to start releasing.
What? Wow. Really? Oh.
Yeah, he's got 30 new songs
and
he's going to start releasing.
He's going to do a couple songs for the truckers. He might have them done already, but I remember he was telling them on Travis's show. So, okay, Mike, do you remember? I know that you've not remember, but I know Elaine told you the story about the crystals experiment underwater, right?
She
You
hasn't
don't
shared
remember?
that story with me. No.
Oh, okay. I'm going to share a
Either
story
that
with
or
you
I
guys.
don't remember, which is possible.
Darn it, Mike. Okay. So she told me there was this guy, he was a Japanese guy, and his name sounded like Morimoto, and I just remember that because I used to watch Iron Chef a lot. And underwater. So now I'm not going to find it, but I wanted to share it. Crystals. So he took a bunch of crystals and he put them on the ocean floor, and then he also put music down there and different kinds of music. And here it is.
Yeah, she did tell me this story.
Right? Okay, so I hope it's here. So I looked it up, and this isn't really a good one. I found it before. And so I guess he put, I don't know how you get music under there, but I guess that's what he did. And so he put like classical music down there and real comforting and peaceful music, right? And then he put like death metal music too. And they grew differently. They grew differently. And, there's people that worship Bach and let's see, death metal music. I can't find this article. I'm trying to find it. And I found it before. Oh, here it is. Better believe it. Better believe it, it says. How water reacts to words and music. I don't know about the water. But so anyway, I looked it up and I saw how the crystals grew, and it was crazy that I don't know how long this is. This is a little video about it. Let me see how long this one is. 6 minutes. I'll just throw it on for a second and see what, since I'm talking about it, I don't really know.
All day. I got all day.
Right on. Okay. So this is the guy that I just told you guys what he did. And let's see what this says here. It's about water. He demonstrates human vibrational energy, thoughts, words, ideas, and music affect the molecular structure of water. The very same water that compromises over 80% of a mature human body and covers the same amount of our planet. So I'll just see we'll see. If this is real boring, I'll stop it. But I didn't know they did a video. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be boring.
Further. Let me go further with it real quick, Deanna.
Sure.
So
go ahead.
These crystals, they're all. He also did a study on freezing water and crystals, and with different kinds of music, the classical music, the good vibration music, would design frozen crystals that were beautiful and just amazing crystals. And then when he played the other music, it was all twisted together and weird looking stuff. There's also been studies that they've done on plant growth with music too that kind of coincides with this whole thing. It's vibrations.
That's right.
There's good vibrations and there's bad vibrations. And
that's right.
We all know the devil likes the low vibrations for sure.
Right. And we notice even with our speech, I'm trying so hard not to curse much, right? I've been so convicted on it with the fresh water and the salty water coming out of the same spring. That's a legit righteous way to live, is not with foul speech. My pastor's like, if you need help, I'll get you a thesaurus. I'm like, I love a thesaurus. I love intelligent words. Swear words don't have any place in if you're trying to raise vibrations. Just saying that's definitely, I've noticed that. I've noticed that it just changes the whole atmosphere immediately. The minute the F-bomb is dropped, or even, certain other words. I used to get all tripped up in I'm not going to change for other people because they're offended, like, but I do not want to offend my God.
Yeah.
So that's where I will work
Yeah,
on it. And I know we all are in the family. None of us really want to be cussing like sailors. We're all intelligent enough. I think I will break out the thesaurus and start teaching a new word of the day, a new better cuss word. New better cuss words, There's some really funny ones. Really funny. Why not? We're intelligent. We can share how to improve our vocabulary. It's easy. They can watch us do it in real time. So let me just see what this says. Here's Japan. It's just going to show how they grow, I think, which is cool. I don't hear anything. I'm going to speed it up because it's super slow. So, maybe it did say Japan. Maybe that was a music thing. I thought, gosh, it's really slow. It's still just on this one crystal. Well, the pictures I saw were a lot better. This is too boring to do a stream with, but you can research it, you guys, and you can see. Here it is. What I saw. Here we go. Heavy metal music. Look at how they grew. It just looks like a disc or something, right? It doesn't look very. So they did the music. It says this: we all know that words have an enormous influence on the way we think and feel, and that things generally go more smoothly when positive words are used. However, up until now, we have never been able to physically see the effects of words. This was in 2017, I think, you guys, is when he did it. Oh, no, he started freezing water in 1994, but I know the one I saw some pictures were from, or a study or a book or something were from 2017. So this is pretty older. Let's see, Air on a G string, Bach. There's the Bach one. Before prayer, Fujiwara Dam. I don't know what that is. And after prayer, Fujiwara Dam. They measured the water. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to research what that means. Before prayer, I'm assuming, did they pray in the water? I don't know. But I love water for sure. And a lot of this stuff can go too far for the Christian. That's the problem. Like for yoga, take yoga. I know my pastor in Fortuna, he did not like to promote he just felt that it was an Eastern mystic religion, right? For the part where you empty your mind. You empty your mind completely and don't let anything come in. That's not what the Christian does. We renew our mind. We transform our minds, right? We don't empty our minds and say, oh, whatever, just come in me, because that's dangerous, right? That's what I think. So the yoga doesn't bother me without the mental Eastern religion mysticism stuff. You can stretch and breathe and do your body, but don't tell me to empty my mind to have nothing in it, because that's stupid. Like we want to picture things. We're supposed to meditate on God's word. We're supposed to meditate on righteousness and good, so to be empty, I don't know. That's just maybe some people. I know my cousin meditates, and I don't know what he thinks about, but I meditate and I think about people and I pray for them, and I'm praying for my enemies, and that's hard to do. But you know what? I have discovered that is the thing that gives me the most joy in life. It keeps me happy and sane. Like I'm praying for the enemies that are embezzling the money out of my town, when what I really want to do is unspeakable things. So, that's where it's at. I don't want to go to prison. Okay. I cannot just go with my own thoughts and not have renewing of my mind of the one that created me and loves me and tells me he knows how many hairs I have and my tears are kept in a bottle. I lost Mike. He'll be back. Hey, Deanna, your phone is overheating and not charging. I have to let it cool down. I'll come back on if you're still on. Okay, cool. Lost ya.
I'm here.
Yeah, so I think that experiment crystal thing is super crazy, interesting. And I also had a reading yesterday that I wanted to tie in with this, a biblical passage in scripture, and I got to find it real quick. But my pastor shared it on Sunday in church, and I wanted to share it with everybody too. And I'm going to drop his link in where I go, so that if you guys want to hear a really good message, this was one of the best messages in 26 years of listening to messages that I ever heard. It was so good. The message is titled "The Pull of Pride," but he went into Ezekiel. He went into the book of Ezekiel in chapter 28, and what he was reading was pre-Genesis stuff. It was the fall of Satan, and it was before he fell. And actually, what I want to read is what he was surrounded by before he fell. Okay, and I got to find it, but I know I can find it. You can find anything super quick on the Google, you guys. It's amazing. It's amazing. So Ezekiel 28 is where he was. And I have to find it, but this is about Satan, and it's about where he was. Okay, here it is. It's Ezekiel 28, and it's chapter 16. I'm sorry, chapter 13. Okay, you have been in Eden. I don't like this version. What am I in, the old King James? No, I am. Let me get out of that version. So many versions, you guys. I know my face is right in that screen now that I'm super big. Where's the new? There it is. New King James. I like New King James a lot. It's one of my favorites. So 13 says this: You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was your covering. The sardius, topaz, and diamond, beryl, onyx, and jasper, sapphire, turquoise, and emerald with gold. The workmanship of your timbrels and pipes was prepared for you on the day you were created. You were anointed cherub who covers. You were the anointed cherub who covers. I establish you. You were on the holy mountain of God. You walked back and forth in the midst of fiery stones. You were perfect in your ways from the day you were created, till iniquity was found in you. And then he goes on about, I'll just keep reading. By the abundance of your trading, you became filled with violence within, and you sinned. Therefore, I cast you as a profane thing out of the mountain of God, and I destroyed you, O covering cherub, from the midst of the fiery stones. So it was just this stones thing that caught me, right? About the rocks. And when I was in South Dakota and you guys all left, well, and you know how Elaine and I were loving all the bling in the mountains of South Dakota and all the rocks. She said she could feel like the energy from the mountain. Like we didn't know why we felt so good, if it was just because we were free. It was so beautiful. We were meeting the family, but also all that bling everywhere we looked. It was like, garnets and rubies and crystals are falling out of the mountains. And man, us girls love the bling bling, and I stayed 2 days. I did not want to leave. I did not want to come home. I went on the side of the mountain in Custer and took my shirt like a scoop and hauled rocks to the tune of 125 pounds of, rose quartz crystal and clear white crystal and granite and just, and I don't know why. I just love them. I love them. They're beautiful. Someone gave me a succulent recently and I didn't look in it for like a week, and I was looking in it and I pulled out the most beautiful little crystal. She had put in there a nice little clear crystal. And, I don't worship these things. I don't worship them. But I will tell you this. God says they were a covering to Satan at one time. So tell me, what's that about?
Satan was actually Satan. God created Satan, and he covered him with jewels, with the sapphires and the emeralds, and so I guess kind of like, I guess if I had to picture it, it'd be like the scales of a dragon, but he wasn't a dragon. But I'm just saying, like the scales of a dragon, he was like scales of emeralds and jewels and all these precious stones.
Right.
And he was actually, I believe, God's carpenter. He built things, and when he built things through music and the vibration of music.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what the Bible says, you'll have to ask your pastor, but I want to say that he was a musician. And so
I thought that too. I've been told he was the choir director.
Correct.
That's what
and
then when I reread it, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know.
You don't know about that? That was
I've
one
reread
of the
Yeah, I've reread it. I'm going to look up in Isaiah chapter 7. That's where it's the fall of Lucifer. And let's just read it here and see what it says, because I'm pretty sure it's Isaiah chapter 7 where Lucifer falls, and it says, the morning star, or no, Jesus is the morning star. I get that confused, that he's the star. There's something about the star in Lucifer too. Maybe it's not in 7. Oh, it's 14, I think. I think it's 14. If you guys know where that is, let me know.
Where's Will when you need him?
Yeah, I know. Here it is. Okay, can you see the screen? Excuse me. Nope.
I can't see it, but that's all right. Go ahead. I'm driving anyway. I probably shouldn't be looking. All right.
Don't look.
I'm seeing the screen now.
You don't need. You trust me. You know I'm here. This is just for people can verify. So this is the fall of Lucifer. It's in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. It starts. How you are fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. How you are cut down to the ground, you who weakened the nations. For you said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will also sit on the mount of the congregation on the farthest sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet you shall be brought down to Sheol, to the lowest depths of the pit. Those who see you will gaze at you and consider you, saying, is this the man who made the earth tremble, who shook the kingdoms, who made the world as a wilderness and destroyed its cities, and who did not open the house of its prisoners? All the kings of the nations, all them sleep in glory, everyone in his own house. But you are cast out of your grave like an abominable branch, like the garment of those who are slain, thrust through with a sword, who go down to the pit, to the stones of the pit, who go down to the stones of the pit like a corpse trodden underfoot. You will not be joined with them in burial, because you have destroyed your land and slain your people. The brood of evildoers shall never be named, prepared to slaughter for his children, because of the iniquity of their fathers, lest they rise up and possess the land and face the world with cities. So that's his fall. And I don't know if I'm not you. Skip the part about the morning. Toby, shut up. Where is the part about the morning? Unless I should have started in the beginning. Oh, yeah. And the sound of your instruments. I'll bet that's one of the reasons why. Let's see. Let's start from the beginning. Shall come to pass, Lord gives you sorrow, and you shall take us in Babylon. It's Babylon. They're talking about Babylon. Hell from beneath is excited about you to meet you at your coming. It stirs up the dead for you, all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. They shall all speak and say to you, have you also become as weak as we? Have you become like us? Your pomp is brought down to Sheol, and the sound of your stringed instruments, the maggot is spread over you, and worms cover you. So the beginning of the fall of Lucifer is 12. How you are fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. I lost Mike. I'm all by myself. Man. Justin's here. Justin is here. Who else is here? Is anybody else here? I can't see much of what's going on. So I wanted to talk about those stones and that crystal story and share that with you guys because I would like to see the Christians and the New Agers come to some kind of mutual understanding about true healing and true wellness. And I want the Christians to stop being afraid of certain things that are scientifically proven to be beneficial and are also in Scripture. Okay. And also, I'd like the New Agers and the healers, the self-proclaimed healers, you guys want the glory all for yourself. You are all about, I healed myself, this and that. Maybe a little humility, maybe a little humbleness to come with the Christians and recognize that you are not God. Okay. You didn't create me. I know that for sure. You want to take the credit for yourself. You want to, well, then you guys you get all on the same vibration and consciousness level and think this is all going to change and happen. And good luck with that. And good luck with that. I'm looking to my God who saved David from Goliath because that's what we're up against here. And your vibration and your healing and your ohms are not going to help it. I'm sorry. I'm not, I can't shy away from my faith anymore in these times of shy away from it in the meaning of trying to stream and stay neutral, trying to stream and stay acceptable to all people. It's not going to happen. And I don't care. I tell the truth. And if you don't like what I have to say, then change the channel and go watch someone else who is going to spoon feed you what you want to hear. I'm not looking for money. I'm not a sellout. So I'm just here to share what I know, and I'm still learning. And I learned from all the other people in the Liberty Warrior Nation too. And the one person I'm going to sign off with and send you to, and if you want to learn a lot more, who has a ton of information about what's going on with the New World Order and what's going on with the two different narratives that we have going here that they fall under. It's pretty simple. The biggest one, the rulers of the world, okay, the New World Order people are your Illuminati, right? They are your what's the other word for Illuminati? Freemasons. They're Freemasons. They're the Freemasons. So, right. And I've shared Shep's channels before, you guys, but I know some people catch one stream, they don't catch another. That I do that all the time. I don't catch every stream from everybody, but you can certainly catch, if you want to learn more about what's going on, what's been going on for hundreds of years. The plan's actually been laid out. You can find it. Okay, you can connect the dots if you start researching through Shepherd of the Forest channel. She's a Liberty Warrior. She has been with Mike from way early on. And so one of the things a lot of people are talking a lot about is this Nasara. And she's read this book. What she does is she reads, and she's got a wonderfully calm and soothing voice, and she reads books. And so you can go listen to her. I know Robert in Crescent City, my friend Robert, he's on her. What are you on, Robert? How many? Are you still with me? You're reading through Disney right now. I think you've read through 4 of her books. I don't know. He's read through a bunch of her books, and it's just a lot of information, you guys. But she started back in, let's see, how long was she reading for? Is that Mike or Robert? Let's see, it's Mike. Hey, buddy, you got some zone again? I don't hear your background noise. You might be muted. I don't hear you. Maybe you're in, but you're not really in. It looks like you're in, but you're not. Let me share. I thought I was sharing my screen. Duh. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. Disney number 4. Okay. So Robert is on. Do you want to come in and talk about it with me? What are you hiding for? You're my rambling buddy. You're supposed to be rambling with me.
Hey, can I put the chair there? Should I do that?
Yeah.
You want that?
Yeah. Come on in. Then I could leave for a second. Come on, Robert. I want you to come ramble with us. Oh, you know what? Is that going to be okay there? Maybe you come here. Come here. It's better. Whoa. It's better. Come on over here. I'll move this junk. Oh, I don't like this cheap art. Oh, my husband doesn't watch my streams, but I don't like this cheap art my husband bought. It's like manufactured, it's like.
I won't say anything.
Okay, don't say anything. You, Robert. What does you mean? You. Come in here, Robert. Please. Here's Justin, my friend, you guys. Justin is one of my big pharma experts. So
I'm not an expert on
he
that.
is too. He is a very kind and caring individual. He took care of his mama when she was very sick. Is this all in your way?
You're good.
Of course it's all in your way. Let me move this too. This is peaches. Man. So anyway, I was, you know what I shared today, Justin, with them? Some of your favorite pictures. This one about Bill, who, we can't say his name or we'll get shadow banned. I was sharing this one with him, Justin. One of the things Justin and I were going to do early on in our show that when we do our streams is we did want to educate Humboldt County about, take a screenshot if you want. I don't know. I got to put this on my website somewhere. But if you are interested in not supporting corporations that support big pharma, that's something that Humboldt County has been about since I moved here. You too, right? We have our little mom and pops. Here's Robert. Hey. My hippie friend.
All right.
Hey, bring your phone down a little. I see your screen more than your face. There you are. Hi. Good morning. How you doing, buddy?
You're absurd. That's all I can tell you.
What? What did you say?
You made me cry this morning.
I did? Why?
Bringing up the family member thing again.
Man, I feel for you guys. You're all apart. David, Kay, and you all lost people in the last year. And I know your wife is sad and suffering, and things will never be the same. So you shouldn't have to suffer alone. Maybe some prayers can help comfort her and you. And
You moved my flag. See it?
nice. How you doing today? You smell smoke today, huh? Isn't it smoky up here?
Oh, yeah.
Justin can't.
it's
I'm
strong.
gonna get you better in here.
It's not too bad now. It's going away.
Oh, good. Yeah. Robert's always bundled up. He's got the sweater on.
Finally getting warm though.
Yeah. Hey, we're the Northern chapter, you guys. We got a couple more people that are in, but yes, Kay, I love you so much, honey. I'm so sorry, my friend. I don't forget about stuff like that. My best friend told me a while ago, she goes, it's funny. You remember really, intimate details about people. I might forget some things, but I don't know. When it comes to people suffering, I definitely take note, And
How you doing, Justin?
Doing good. It's real smoky out here. It's hard on the lungs, but it's a good day. I wanted to say something. Dee said I'm an expert on big pharma. I'm not, and one of my big messages is the information's out there, everybody. You just got to look for it, and you got to make up your own mind. And when you're relying on other people to do the thinking for you, like the media, which they love to do, and education, which just conditions us to regurgitate the facts of other people, not so much how to get the facts, just how to remember them,
Right. Not teaching research anymore.
Then we're disempowered.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're given the tools to understand your reality, your environment. So start using them. And I think pharma, the writing's on the wall. Like Pfizer has paid out the biggest corporate fines in history, right? I mean,
Sure.
they've done experiments on kids in Africa and stuff. It's deplorable what they've done, but now everybody's bending over backwards to trust them.
Right.
You know, it's absurd.
Yeah.
But it's because of the mind control and the media and the lack of critical thinking. So I'm not an expert, you know, but I think we all have something to offer. You know, we all can sift through part of the puzzle and come together and talk about it. And that's what's so good about these platforms is we can have, you know, community, because that's one of the biggest fronts, you know, one of the biggest battlegrounds right now in this thing we're in is they're trying to take community from us. If it's the churches or the restaurants, you know, important things happen when people can talk and get together. And so we should always do that as much as possible. We had a protest yesterday, recalled the mayor, recalled the city council outside their headquarters in Eureka, and we got a lot of positive feedback from the community, a lot of honks, a few middle fingers, but you know, somebody's got to stand in the hamster wheel and spin the machine, and those people are the middle finger wavers generally. And so
I'll be right back. Hold it down.
Dee will be back, she says. So what's on your mind, Robert?
Nothing. This fire. I was trying to search out where the fires were, and I can't find it. So all the information is 2 days old. It's unreal. Yeah. You guys are smoked up bad, huh?
Oh yeah, you could see it hanging in the air. You could smell that campfire smell.
Yeah.
It smells good. You know, it kind of makes me sleepy and stuff, but it's not good for me. That's for sure.
Like barely in the air. You know what I mean? Barely.
Yeah, the Dixie fire. That's what it is. Is that right? I'm not sure.
What do they say? Trinity County too?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not taking in any of the media right now, and so I don't really know what's going on.
I went to Cal Fire. Yeah, I went to Cal Fire and looked.
Yeah, I need to look.
They're 2 days out, you know. And then, you know, because you wake up with smoke, like what's going on? You can't find out what's actually going on.
Well, it's great. I mean, it's hand in glove if you're trying to say everyone has a respiratory disorder to have a lot of smoke. You know, it's
exactly
awfully convenient. And I brought up the Dixie fire because I read an article the other day on, I think it was Citizen Free Press or something like that, and which is an okay source for news. But they were saying some professor was caught setting the fires. And they knew they suspected of him setting one fire, and so they put a tracker on his car and they watched his movements, and it was where all the fires were starting. And you know, it's sick. Yeah, I mean, well, is he being paid to do it? Is he doing it for a specific reason? Is he crazy? You know, is he doing it to fight climate change in a sense? And it's very suspicious.
Ooh. You got more than I do. So, Big Pharma, I wanted to talk about that. There's something I wanted to talk about. Oh, I could share we were on the news yesterday, Justin.
Finally.
We made the news, you guys.
That's awesome.
We were on we were on the news again. And my mama too. My mama made the news too. Crazy, right? Where's Mike? He's not with us anymore. He's probably listening. He might not even be able to get us anymore, but
my hair looks really good in this picture.
Everyone loves to see themselves on TV. At first you're like, no. Then you're like, whatever. This is how it works. This is how we gotta do it, right, Kay? We know. Kay knows.
I gotta scroll up to see the chats.
Yeah, you're on Disney 4, huh? So she shared about talk to me a minute about that. She shared about Taz and Disney, right?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about it?
If you knew what she's reading, you'd be down there tearing Disney down apart. You know that
I know that a CIA operative put it together and
it's
was expert on surveillance. And I was thinking, then there shouldn't be one damn missing child ever in that place. If they
well,
got the surveillance like they do, there should never be a missing child coming out of Disneyland. But no, how many are missing every year?
yeah.
800.
And
How many?
look at Britney Spears. You know, she was.
Was she a Disney character?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were
she was
talking about that with
one of
Tammy.
What is going on with this? Why is this so wacky?
His father was a socialist, NWO.
Disney?
Yep.
Socialist NWO. No
Yep.
way. No
Yep.
way.
Well, I mean, they have
And
the 33rd Club at the Disney, right? They're
He stuck it.
on the Pentagon
He
connected.
slipped it in his cartoons. Every cartoon has either depravity, socialist, NWO material in every cartoon.
Damn.
Yep.
But you
Well,
have to
yeah,
have,
and you know, and
have to
then
have the eyes
Bambi's
to do it.
mom gets killed. I mean, who wants to watch Bambi and Dumbo? And like the other thing is,
Oh, 'cause
they
he
say,
you know the characters.
yeah.
This is from Shepard's readings.
Mm-hmm.
He disliked people, but he liked animals. Thus, all these animal character cartoons. The guy was crazy, and you know what? He didn't draw one thing, maybe a little. Everything about that man is other people's work.
He's a
He didn't do
stealer.
anything. He didn't do anything.
Uh-huh.
What did she read? She read, if you were a cartoonist and was going to work for him, how did you? They would tell you straight up, if you think your name is going to come on this stuff, you might as well walk out right now. He
wanted all
he wanted all the fame and everything else.
the.
And the guy doesn't know anything, nothing.
That's something I've heard people address before and say, how come we're not addressing the fact that a lot of the people that are in Congress and in power and in positions of power are sociopaths? They're
related to these geeks, man. All of them. They're freaking related to them. I follow this. I can't remember her name, right? Kimberly something. She claims to be
Bergen.
I don't know. She claims to be hold on a minute. Nikola Tesla's was her grandfather or uncle? Something like that.
Hello everyone. This is Tracy.
Is that not the greatest voice ever? Sorry to interrupt you, Robert. I know you love Tracy's voice and you don't mind at all because is the name of the book The Disney Bloodline, Robert?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, it's The Disney Bloodline. Here's the first one with Tracy. You guys, I'll drop it in for you. And I should really listen to it. But really, Robert, you're listening. You could just tell me all about it.
How do you say this? You said the word right there, okay? The bloodlines, right?
Right.
Everybody says that or whatever. That's why I was hoping to get in contact with her somehow, some way, right?
Shep?
Yeah. When she's done with this.
Yeah.
How do you say this now? Okay. If anybody listens to her through this bloodline thing, I don't think it tells you the bloodline. Okay?
No.
That's the ancient history. The ancient history part of this. This whole
so lineage.
Thing. Yes. Okay.
Like in the Bible, you start in Matthew, you get the lineage. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
The lineage?
Yep. The ancient history of of the planet. Okay.
Okay.
Robert, it
Statue-
sounds like you're saying they're not giving us the actual bloodline. Is that what you're saying? We're not being told the real.
stops. Okay, it stops to like
When?
well, I say it picks up with the Rothschilds and you know what I mean.
Uh-huh. Okay, they skip a bunch. They skip a part. They skip out a chunk.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
But
Right.
the guy, what he was like a teacher. He passed away last year, and so the research has kind of stopped. And then my friend Matt picked it up, and who else? A guy named Billy Carson picked it up, and they're going to Gaia TV right now. So they came from chatting like you and I to 10, 20, 30 people.
Right.
Now he's going on TV. This is
great. Well, not what I want, Justin. I don't want to get famous. I told you that, and
know.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
We're all gonna get famous. Thanks, Mike. That's your fault, dude.
Hey,
this
guy's an Army vet, or he was. Excuse me. Rest in peace.
What's his name,
Gerald.
Robert?
His name is Gerald Clark.
Okay.
You got and it's hard to teach this to people because you can't just.
I know you get overwhelmed. You got it figured out. So you
have to start from the beginning. His story, how he got into this. I don't care. Like you got, yeah, I want to know someday. I want to know what triggered you to get into this. He was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam, and he got into the tech, what do you call it? The IT world.
Right.
Okay. And he has patents, and he worked for a company who was going to send him to Turkey to do marketing for the products.
Okay.
On the plane flight, he thought to himself, I need to read about this so I can talk to the local people if anything comes up. That's where he started to uncover the ancient history stuff. And then when he got there, he said they actually started talking about that stuff. And so he kind of knew, and then asked them, and he showed them. They actually showed him the sites. Okay.
Showed him what?
Showed him the ancient sites.
Okay. Of what?
Okay.
Of what? Of what?
Of those statues, okay, in the desert, half buried and stuff like that, and damaged. Remember?
No.
Well, there's like Machu Picchu. There's
okay. Okay.
All them weird sites,
Okay.
all of them.
Okay.
And that's
So he saw the ones in Turkey. You're saying
Turkey.
Okay. Once you start, you'll know that there's two deities. Okay. Enlil and Enki. Okay. And let me see how to say
She'll
this.
be back.
Enki had a son from out of the family. These deities were into what do we name it today? What's that term when you
Nephilim or
well sort of, okay, but just you can't don't jump too far. You can't jump, okay?
I thought
they're called Anunnaki from heaven, those who came.
Okay.
Now, what do you call that when you have only sex with family members? Incest.
Call it royalty.
High neck of the woods. Incest.
It's called royalty.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Now Enki had a son out of marriage, or out of the family.
Okay.
Apparently, this is theory and opinion. Okay.
This is Game of Thrones.
No, this is this is real.
Okay.
Because it's written in clay tablets, Sumerian. Write that down. Sumerian cuneiform tablets. They were translated by Zechariah Sitchin.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
the university, and some university also did it. But they kind of coexist. Okay. So they're
Okay.
semi-truth, you know. But Enki had a son. Okay, now Enlil had a son. Not I can't remember. I can't see. I need to freshen up. I can't remember his name, his son's name.
We don't
But
need his name.
Enki's son is like called Moloch. Okay.
Molech. I know
That's
Molech. I know a lot about Molech.
Now listen.
I know plenty about Molech. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Like you said, God gives you a path, man. I live 20 miles from where they worship that piece of shit.
Really?
Okay?
Where?
In
Bohemian
Petaluma.
Grove.
If you live in, he's got it. Okay. That's where, what do you think they've been after Alex?
Thank you for spelling it.
Remember, what's his name? Alex
Jones or
Alex Jones.
Yep.
He's the one who first showed it. He had a boat and he quietly slipped down the river with them people in the boat. And
No shit. He did?
Yeah.
Really?
Long time ago.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Now, how come I end up in California 20 miles from this place? It made me study. See? What are these, what's going on?
Right.
I seen that movie. I seen Alex Jones's movie a long time ago. That was on TV, actually.
I seen it. It's creepy.
Yeah,
when they're doing the human
TV.
sacrifices and they're all going like,
right,
and like
so now,
sucking their lips and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really
It's sick. And when you do, listen to that, when you do an artificial sacrifice, that's the same as doing it for real. In the realm
they
of
know
the
what they're
universe.
doing. A lot of them are Hollywood people. Where in their horror films,
Right.
they know
Now,
what they're
that's
doing.
where
They're
the
getting off
bloodlines.
on it.
Okay, Moloch is like Enki's supposed to be the good deity, and his son is like I told you, they give you a message. Star Wars, what was that dude? Darth Vader. He was born on the good and switched to the dark to be with his uncle Enlil. See, that's the source. Evil.
Maybe
You know what I mean?
Moloch is on the $1 bill too. If you look up in the corner, the little
there's
tiny
owls
owl.
on your on money. People don't know that. There's owls on your money.
And there's one on top of the Capitol building in DC, but it's in the streets. It's in the walkways around the Capitol, and the streets make a giant pyramid. It's very interesting.
This is I'm not a teacher, but I can show you where to look, with Gerald and Matt LaCroix, Billy Carson. This stuff is connected some way. And they think, these bloodline people think that they are that, okay? That's the bloodline that you're talking about. Bloodline is our neck of the woods in there?
Yes. You know what's crazy?
Have her call in.
Yes, you should call in Neck of the Woods. Let me put the thing up.
Call in, Heather.
Yeah, let me put the thing up. Hey,
I wonder if she's ever heard of Gerald. I wonder if she's heard of Gerald Clark. You know what he was trying to do?
I'm at a level 2 here. I told Robert, dude, there's a lot of these things. What? It's very new to me.
What I just told you is suppressed.
Yeah, I know it is.
They have blocked every movie production of this. What I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
So what Gerald wasted 2 years of research on was to make it into a game, one of the video games, or a cartoon. He bought the cartoon programming, everything to get this message out, But
that's a good idea.
I think his book is. I got this book inside. It's seventh Planet Broadcast. I can't remember. Let me go get his book. I'll be right back.
Okay. Leak Project does a great job covering these and other ancient texts. Is that how it's spelt with 2 E's? Leak Project does a great job. Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of things that are false, and there's a lot of things that are hidden. There's so much information. It's
Okay.
it
Here's
has to
Gerald's
add
book.
to my everyday life at some point too. To
The
I knew-
Anunnaki of Nibiru.
Okay. Well,
They
that looks
say-
like a trippy book, man. That looks like a trip. That looks like you find that in a New Age store for sure.
No.
No, it's a history book.
This is ancient history
Okay.
of the Illuminati.
Ah,
Nothing
okay.
more.
Hey, there's Neck of the Woods. Let's let her in.
See right there.
Hi, Heather. How are you, honey?
Hi.
How
I love
nice
you
to
guys.
see
So
you. Yeah.
You
This is my
studied
friend
this stuff?
Justin. This is Heather.
Hi, Heather. Good to
I've
meet
been-
you.
I like your streams you've been doing. They're really cool. Do you know this book he's talking
Thanks.
about, Heather?
I do. I
You
know
do,
exactly
huh?
what he's talking about.
Oh shoot! Well, you got the floor, honey. Go.
Okay, here's a new one. Here's another one.
Or Robert has the floor. Sorry. When he's done, you go.
Oh
There's
yeah,
no-
I just like his conversation. He has good conversation.
Oh, we love your conversation too. That's why he said, "Get her in here." What's that book? Let me see. Just hold it up a little further back so I can see the
that.
whole book.
You tell
Oh,
me I don't
okay.
know. You tell me I don't know
Ooh,
him.
look at-
You
To
tell me I
Bob,
don't know
always
him.
follow the truth. Look at Bob showing off his signed copy. Let me see it again. Let me see it. What's it say? Matthew LaCroix. Oh, okay, I've heard his name. The
My
Illusion
husband
of Us.
doesn't let me have that big of a book. Yeah,
tiny.
he because I get carried away. I love books, and I
Me
have
too.
more books than I have library space for.
It's tiny. see?
Well, tell him to make you a library.
And
You
I'll
guys
tell
can build a
folks-
library. You got a mill.
I'll tell you,
What, Robert?
he's got a new book, but
Okay.
he reads the first chapter on YouTube for you.
Oh, how nice. Okay, Matt LaCroix.
Yep.
See why I love these people. They can teach me. I don't have time to read his book. You guys have to tell me what it says.
All right, so how about this? I'm going to say this: Leak Project, LEAK.
Okay.
He
He
does a
goes off-
fantastic review of all of those books, interviews authors, reads from those ancient text translations, and he covers more than just the one Robert's talking about. I'm going to warn you right now. It turns into a Warren pretty quick. You blow right past Rabbit Hole and Burrow and go straight to Warren, okay? But these texts
I don't know what
do
that means.
exist. That means you're in real deep, honey.
You're deep.
I don't want to
You're
be.
almost to Wonderland.
Can you just tell me? Do I have to do? I don't want to do all that research.
Well, oh no. Well, listen, I was just he
No.
does a podcast too where you can
Okay.
just listen to some of the stuff.
Yeah.
It's really Robert's right.
Right.
Listen,
I know.
I'm
a
going to
lot of
say
it.
this, and I
Okay.
hope I don't offend
You're not
anybody,
going to
and I
offend
probably
anyone
will.
on this panel. That's for sure.
I can't be offended.
We don't get offended. Robert don't care. We're good.
I keep telling people that book, that the Bible is whittled down. 777 books were the original number that the Bible was supposed to contain. All right. Now I'll say that, and I'll leave it alone. And I'm gonna. There are ancient texts that were lost books of the Bible that have been translated, and
It's not
I'm going
pretty.
to say something else, and you guys, I'm going to let you know right now. I do believe God exists. I believe in the power
I
of
know
prayer
you do.
and all
Carl.
that good
I know
stuff.
you're a believer, and I believe what you're saying. You're not the first person who said that exact thing to me. I've heard that at least 4 or 5 times.
I've learned that I have to put the disclaimer because people really hate
Right, you do.
if you
You
try
do
to
have to. Yeah.
truth. So I try to
But I
say
won't.
that in kindness. You know, I say it with love.
I know.
If you think that the only thing that they've lied to us about is the number of books in the Bible or whether extra dimensional beings exist, then you're sadly mistaken. They're not going to tell you that the brown rice is good for you when it's filled with arsenic and then turn around 2 days from now and tell you the healthiest thing on the market. They've been doing this stuff to us for years. If they're lying to you about
Yeah.
one thing, they're lying to you about everything, right? So said
all the way back.
The emerald tablets. Have you guys ever heard of the emerald tablets in
Uh-uh.
correlation
Yeah,
with
I've heard
Egyptian?
Billy Carson read them, parts of them.
Okay,
No.
do you know what the
Yeah.
actual name of those are? They're called
No.
the emerald tablets. And then they're called the emerald tablets
Hi,
of
Rena.
Thoth. But what people don't realize
Yeah.
is that the full title of them is the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean.
Right.
Hmm.
Gerald reads those on YouTube. Gerald
Hey.
Clark,
Who?
Emerald Tablets. He
Oh,
will
okay.
read them to you. He will
Okay.
read it up to you.
And you can get a PDF of them for free online.
Yeah.
And so
I've got
what
those.
do you think, Heather? Why would if when you know somebody's been deceived from what I think a lot of it is, I can tell people that do not own TV, like Robert, and maybe you guys, and I didn't have TV for a while. I have TV now, but I don't have mainstream. It's what I want to watch.
We're getting an echo.
What?
We're getting an echo.
Is
I
that
know, I
us?
know what it's from.
I think so.
I don't know.
It may be us. I'll mute myself while I'm not.
Okay. Thanks, Heather. I think it's better. Yeah. I love that you called in and shared what you know, because I believe you. I don't doubt for a second that she is a truth seeker, finder, and sharer. You know, I know she knows the truth. I've watched her enough to see that the woman is speaking truth. And I, you know, I know that the church. I'm frustrated with the church right now. I'm not frustrated with the church. I'm frustrated with the people who they don't understand the connection between big pharma and medicine. That's where I'm at with the church right now. And then when you go down those rabbit holes, or whatever you want to call these two narratives, I just call them narratives. It's big pharma and it's true wellness. Homeopathic, right? We take care of ourselves. We make our own choices for us. We don't have the government tell us what to do. I don't like her muted. I want her to talk. I'm done. I've talked enough. Tell me some more, Heather. What do you think about all this, please?
This has been going on for quite a while. Can you guys hear me? Did I disappear?
Yeah,
the
you
echo at
sound
all?
fine. I think it went away.
Okay. I buried the speaker.
I missed.
So
no, say it again.
When we talk things, can you hear me? 5x5?
Sort of, yeah. You just
Are we good?
You're chopping.
good.
Yeah.
Hold on. Give me 1 minute here. If I can adjust my mic and on my camera.
It's just a tiny lag.
I
is all
can't do it
is.
here.
It's just a tiny lag.
Okay.
Like your voice is. I think your connection's there. It's just a little bit lagging. That's all. It's no big deal. I think the echo was maybe.
Yeah, I gotta wait for Jeff.
don't know
Got to
if
get
you're
us
trying to have
from
the
our
smoke
solar
on.
back over to the regular power.
Oh, okay.
Our
Cool.
power went out, so we are on our
Oh,
solar
yeah?
right now. That might be part of it.
That feels good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead, Heather. You sound fine. You're
I wanna-
5x5, baby.
I want to sit back and I want to hear you. I want to listen to you.
Okay.
I know.
So-
I know Gerald and his wife semi-personally. You know what I mean?
Right on. I love Deanna. I loved her since the first
and-
time I talked to her. She is just
Aw,
sweet.
thank you,
I
Heather.
call her bubbly.
Hey, I
She
know-
doesn't understand it, but
What? What?
all right. So I'm going to say that I put my disclaimer out there earlier. I'm not going to repeat that.
Yep. Go for it.
So having said all that, we think of all these stories
write
from
that
these
for
other
you.
cultures, like the Greek mythologies. We call them mythologies, right? We call them collections of stories. And please don't take personal offense, but what makes you think that Christianity isn't a mythology? If you take Christianity, the stories of the Christian Bible that we have access to, and you take the stories from the Greek mythologies, the Roman mythologies, the Norse mythologies, the very old Celtic and Gaelic mythologies, all of these stories, including Marian tablet stories. Okay?
Exactly.
That's important. That's why I brought this up. All of those stories overlap in certain places and not
In
other
scripture.
places.
In scripture?
All of them. All of them overlap in certain places. All of them, there's a common theme that runs through them. So if you can't look at that with logic, you know, with a non-mental mind and see the overlays, you'll understand a little bit more about, you know, if they lie to you about one thing, they're lying to you about more than and giants roamed the earth in those days. Then why are they holding all the giants' skulls and findings that have been being found since the 1700s, which suspiciously is the same timeline in which all of Tartaria disappeared? And we have books taller than I am that were printed in the 1700s.
That is why they killed Lewis and Clark. I don't know if they killed Lewis or they killed Clark. That is why. That when they discovered America, they saw giants, and he was going to say something, and they killed him.
See,
she's exactly right.
Now you think about all the old wars that we know about in world history and in our history, and just for a moment, stop and ask yourself, were they really the wars that they are presented as? Because we know history is literally his story. You know, the guy who won, right? That's who writes history. So what were the wars really fought for? Were they fought to finish out the cover-up of our history?
Likely.
If you go back and look at the Great San Francisco Fire, you're going to see stuff that's going to blow your wig back. And you're in Cali, so it should be easier for you to come up with some of those historic records.
This is actually a wig.
No, 1906. So what happened? The great
got
quake.
rid of the old city.
You have to listen.
Imperial city, and put the new
How
one in
go
place.
back
Maybe
and
like
watch
teaching all
the
these
old
babies.
footage.
Yeah, I've been to the museum
Go
and
back
I've
and watch
watched
the old footage and look at the old pictures.
Okay.
They're setups. They're all setups. We know for a fact, right? You remember when you were younger and you first, like, you got your first bathing suit that you got to buy that your mom didn't dictate what you were wearing? You remember that at some point in your life, right?
I was 4.
I do.
Pretty sure.
And I remember being fascinated, older style clothes, like the older bathing suits. And then, like, so grandma's bathing suit looked completely different than what my mom's bathing suits looked like when she was my age, and then so on and so forth down the line. They had bathing suits and bathing and swimmer suits for women and men in that day that were specific to that era, right? You think about that, how clothes changed through the centuries. Why is every picture of these people on the beach that they're all fully clothed? And we're talking corsets and all, right? They're the same people. And if you look at these, I don't suggest driving yourself crazy with this, but if you look at these videos and these pictures closely, you will see the same actors in the same apparel in different parts, in places. You'll see all the people look at the camera. You'll see the kids in the crowd wave to it.
Why?
Then you'll see signs for electric cars.
I don't get what you're saying. What's the point? I don't understand.
I can't hear.
Maybe I can help. So I think she's saying that the pictures are staged, and that it's the theory of Tartaria. You know, it's that the global civilization with tech similar to ours or greater probably, that was wiped out and, you know, usurped basically, and that, you know, it goes from everything like their energy that they get from the atmosphere for free to they had to delete all the history of the mud flood and the, all these different things.
Hi, back.
Maybe, I don't know, did that help?
No, just that it's staged, I guess. The point is that things are staged. But I was curious about them being fully clothed on the beach. I didn't understand what that meant, what that was about.
You see
Okay,
them same
can you
people.
guys hear me a little better?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Okay. I'm really sorry. We have crappy weather over Ohio right now.
We'll take it. Just
So-
keep coming back. Okay.
When you look at the history of clothes, right? Men's clothes and women's clothes change with the times, right? Including their swimwear, whether they wore it and whether they didn't. All these staged pictures of crowds on the beach, fully clothed in the stuff they're wearing on the streets.
Wait a minute. I need to picture what she's saying. You have, can you say, I'm just not getting this. I'm sorry.
There's beachgoers dressed as regular city people for a staged photograph. It was real life, she's saying. I think they would beach apparel of the day instead of the corsets and the bonnets.
So why would they take a picture like that? What would the narrative be that they're trying to push?
That's the creating the new history. That was creating the new history. Now we have to look back on are those things, right? Because we didn't live in that time period. All we have to look back on are those things. Now look, go back and look at the buildings before the fire, and then what's left after the fire. It's not going to make a whole lot of sense to you why something's still standing and in pristine condition and others are not.
And how did they do away how was those fires started?
That I don't know. I didn't live back then. All I'm saying is that there are more suspicious things under the sun. And after a while,
and you're saying
there can't be
sorry.
After
we're losing her again.
Sorry. I think we're switching back over.
No, I hear you.
I didn't have any lights.
Cool.
I don't have any lights right now.
I want
there
to
we go.
experience it. There you are.
Jeff
Now you're on
switched back
power.
over.
Now you're on power. Oh, so your power came back on.
Yeah.
You guys having a rainstorm? Is that what you said? Your bad weather is a rainstorm or what?
We have spotty storms today. So yeah.
Okay.
No, you would hear it. I have a tin roof with no insulation currently above me. So you guys would hear it if it were raining right now. You'd be like, mute, please mute.
Well, we do like that sound, but yeah, sometimes it's a little chaotic. So are you saying, what I think you're saying is that they do these things on purpose in a way that they congregate us big cities to get us in one place and feed us their narrative, feed us their poison, feed us their line of junk, right?
Religion it was made to be able to create diversity, right? Because if you can divide people into groups, they are easier to control. And this has been going on for much longer than many people realize. I'm not trying to talk.
I know how long.
I don't know many people talk about this with me.
We wanted you here to talk to us.
Do you know when? Do you know what started the division?
It was the apple. Everybody knows that.
No. Yes. Close. One farmer got a handful of seeds. This farmer got a handful of seeds. Okay? This farmer got rain when he needed it. This farmer had none. This farmer got so much out of his crop that he had to put it in vessels. Okay? He had more than he needed. That made that man different than the other farmer. You have two, see, you have both the same people, different circumstances. That caused division. You have the rich, then you have the poor. That farmer didn't get no crops. You see? See how it started? That's when I say changing words, changing books. You know, this isn't their first rodeo, and it's happening
They're doing
today.
it right now. They're doing it right now.
Again.
The best they've ever done.
Yeah,
The best they've ever.
you know what they do?
And
They're
this is
doing.
hard.
Go ahead. Sorry,
This is hard to
Robert.
tell. This is hard. You can't just explain this. You have to listen to Gerald, and you soak it in little by little, and pretty soon you're like, wow, you know, you got to remember something when you are researching this stuff, or like you guys listening to it. These evil deities, good and bad, whatever, they are eternal, man. They don't die. You got that? Angels don't die. If they are the fallen angels, they do not die.
Yeah, right. You're
That's
right.
you got the Greek mythology, the Rome stuff. They're deities. How do you usually say it? Shapeshifters.
Celestial beings.
Yes.
Shapeshifters. Yeah.
Right. They assume another identity. Like they say, what does he say? Jesus is Thoth, Hermes. He could even have been that famous stargazer guy. I can't remember his name.
I've heard the line of thinking you're thinking of.
Right.
I don't entirely agree with that, but I really agree with that.
Like
Yeah, Heather, where do you stand? How do you you are a Christian, correct?
Yeah,
I don't know. I won't claim a religion. I'm sorry. I'm
right.
really
Okay. So you are not. So you are just you are a conscientious objector to religion.
Yeah. I believe. No, I have spirituality. I have my own connection with God. I don't need an incomplete book that may or may not have been twisted to control me, and I don't mean that in a bad way, you guys. I don't mean any offense to anybody, but I feel like I do rely on that Bible, and when it comes out and they find out how we've been lied to, how things have been twisted on us, it's going to hurt them in ways that it's not going to hurt somebody like me who knows that there's that difference there, that you can have your spiritual connection without having that security blanket.
Same thing with the vacation. What are these people going to find when they find out the truth? What
I know, but I think the thing
That's a
about
gut
their
punch.
faith is going to hurt them more, and I don't want that for people. I know, and that's why we, I
Faith, vaccines, life.
I care about people. I genuinely love you guys. I genuinely love you, and I just don't want to see that heartache, because I think what I've been through times in my life where I completely gave up on God because I felt like he gave up on me. So having been through that blackness, I don't wish that on anybody, and I want to help people before that happens, so that at least maybe there's something in there that goes, okay, well, that's not destroyed because I've got my connection to God. It wasn't only based on that thing. And if people can start wrapping their heads around it now, maybe they won't all be so lost when that day comes. Because I don't, I worry about that. I got a lot of people that I love you guys, and your family to me, your family. I mean,
yeah, nothing will shake my faith in the Gospels and in how that changed my life. Obviously, I know that man has had his hand on the book for many centuries. I'm not a fool, but I know how it changed my husband and mine's life as far as the spiritual realm, things unseen, and opening our eyes to. There's just no way, I know there's the book of Enoch and Tobias, and there's a lot of missing books, very well aware. And, but for me, I know that we've been lied to about a lot of things. And I know that even the people that I love and trusters and things, they believe some of those lies, but they also know that book, and they have a relationship with God. And Jean, I relate to what you're saying. You're worried they're going to be hurt because we watched there's a really good movie you can buy right now called American Bull, and they go through a lot of the churches in America, particularly, and how they are deceiving people, right, with these doctrines that are manipulative. And one of them is right over here in Reading, close to us. It's called Bethel Church, and the movement there. So they're very strong spiritually. But what happened was here in recently, there was a young girl that died. She was 2, and her mother. They took her body for a couple of days. They did not let it go to the morgue or anything. Put out an Instagram post, please pray for their daughter. The time is not yet up. She put. Now, Bethel Church believes in like raising the dead. Like they have such a. I admire their faith to want to believe that. I would, if it was my kid, I bet you I'd want to do the same thing. You know, how I would not write something like her time is not yet up yet, because death is such a final thing. Death is such a finality, right? And the child didn't come back to life. And the point is that when a church is teaching a people that if you just had enough faith, she would have been healed. That's devastating.
That's devastating.
People, and that's
agreed. That is a trauma. Are going to have a hard time.
I'm not going to have any trauma. I'm definitely not going to have any trauma about the Bible when I find out how they've manipulated it here and there. I believe it's happened. I don't doubt it at all. But I will not be shaken. But I know others will. I totally understand you.
Yeah,
I have an idea.
I mean, I got a lot of love and respect for people who know that their faith is in their connection and have discernment. You know what I mean? You have discernment with the Bible. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I refuse to I saw that. Thank you, Two Feathers. I'm really proud of people, and I love people that have they know their connection is to God, right? They know that they have discernment to read that Bible and get the truth from it. But it's the people that have been brainwashed for so long into thinking that every word in there is spoken in a truthful manner that I worry about, because also the ones that follow some of these false prophets who are leading flocks, off the cliff.
Right. Sure.
And
what? Check their fruit. By their fruits, you'll know them. That's what I know.
Yeah. So I mean, it
Yeah.
upsets people that I won't do that. That I won't put that label on myself. But as far as I'm concerned, religion is man-made, and spirituality is from God. How I try to live my life, and I don't mean that in any type of blasphemy way, because believe you me, I love life. I love everything about life, and I've seen death.
Okay,
So
well, I'm going to ask you a question when I come back from the restroom, but Justin wanted to say something, so let him talk for a sec, guys, and I want to ask you a question when I get back.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was just having a lot of ideas when you were speaking. That was a lot of stuff, and I'm familiar with Billy Carson and the Golden Emerald tablets and stuff, and a lot of those ideas. And I mean, like the idea of the hologram and the fractal, that everything contains the small in the big. Like in this interview, I think it contains some of those things where we talked about creating division by introducing new books. And we have one camp who says the Emerald tablets are real, and another camp that says the Bible is real. Then that the Bible believers are going to be devastated when they find out the Anunnaki are real or whatever. And to me, it's really like God's fingerprints are on everything. Like I'm not either. I'm not going to claim Christianity, but I do see like Gaia TV and a lot of that as part of the Luciferian agenda, world order. Like that's what's happening. They want to destroy Christianity, and I think a lot of their operatives come with really nice perfumes and really nice stories, and they're ringing bells and they're saying believe this and da da da. I'm as suspicious of the emerald tablets as I am of the Bible, and their purveyors, and I think that's the place we all find ourselves. We're audience members in a magic show, and
I'll say this.
The magic show. I'm sorry, I'm rude. We're all in a magic show.
Justin, that really good point, and that there is a kernel of truth in each and all of them. I talked about the stories having overlapping. Well, the one thing also that's prevalent in all those stories is love thy neighbor, right? That is a basic tenet of most religions. So if you find the commonalities as you find those differences, you have, I think, a kernel of truth. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I love the Greek mythology stuff. My husband used to study Joseph Campbell, so I'm very familiar with many of those stories. And it made me think of something. I think if I'm talking, I'm going to mute you for a second, neck of the woods, and just see if that's okay. Do you mind if I just keep you off when I know I'm done talking? I'll unmute you. It's the echoes coming from. Okay. When you were talking about how they all overlap and everything, I was thinking of this time when Paul went to, and he came upon an old tombstone or tablet that was to the God, the unseen God, or something like that. It was an old. And I'll have to bring it up and talk with you about it again. But the one thing about all these religions and stuff, the thing I was going to say and ask you is, the one thing I have felt my peace and relief from with my, I don't want to call it religion, because I say religion is what nailed Jesus to the cross. The religious leaders came after him because he was not religious enough for them. Right. And so, and the other thing, well, I don't like her muted. I'd rather hear go. So the other thing was, when you were talking about the genealogy and the lineage, or Robert about the lineage, I'd never been more happy that we have the lineage now in the Gospel of Matthew, and a lot of these, people can trace these back. There is a lot of stuff in there I know that is accurate and true and not been manipulated. That's my feeling, because I've had my sin dealt with. So I don't know how you deal with your sin with that type of spiritual. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but through me. And I've experienced that because I was trying to get that spiritual. I was so open to verse, and I was pagan, and I was open to all those things, and I never had peace. I did not feel forgiven. And my husband and I could not get our shit together. We were floundering for 6 years in this world, and we could not, and we just committed to read the book. Okay. And it changed our lives. So that's where I can't really concede that. I've studied it quite a bit. I know where a lot of scripture is. I can read it like the back of my hand. It's not made up fairy tale stuff to me. You know what I mean? And I'm not offended.
What I tell you?
What?
What I tell you? That's your foundation. What? You never concede. That's your foundation.
Right. And her and I can discuss it where I'm not going to be offended. She's not going to be offended. I just wanted to ask her, how does she deal with sin? Because that's the issue, what separates Jesus. If it's just a story to people, right? If it's just to see, here you came in, but I don't see you, honey. It's like you're barely there.
Well, hey, I want to say something in regards to the fantasy part of the Bible, because maybe the bigger picture stuff be meddled with, like dates and people's names, but the essence, the teachings, if you look at the stories, you can't really meddle with that. You can't turn that on its head, because it remains true. The things that save us from ourselves and make us better people and live on this planet in a healthy way, that's all real, and it's very present in that. So to say they took out some of it and they added this, and on this date it was changes, that makes it all bullshit, and you need to be saved from the bullshit, I think it's a narrow, bigoted point of view that serves the NWO agenda to destroy Christianity Christianity and turn us all into these, rainbow trans, faceless gray aliens from fucking Roswell,
Where are you, neck of the woods? I see you in the back room, and there's a black square for you here, but I think connection is not letting you. Let's see if we can hear you, Heather. Are you there, Heather? I don't think I can hear her.
She's
going. That's Robert's place. He's by the highway. He's by the highway. So Robert is a Galileo, Kay had said. Remember you were asking about when they said Copernicus?
Yeah.
Spring rolls here and two feathers. Hey, spring roll.
Oh, I was on Bird Nation. Did you see
what's
it?
weird too?
Yeah.
I told you I graduated.
No, I had the grocery outlet.
Yeah, I saw you. I commented.
Okay, I haven't looked.
I've graduated through church. You know what I mean? I got a certificate of graduation even.
Through
Right?
church? Through church?
Yeah. Illinois.
Sounds like a big deal.
She's got poor connection, she said.
I know. I'm so bummed.
Yeah, you can.
No, she's in Ohio. She said there's bad storms.
The storms are blocking.
I'll try to. Let's see if I can let her in again. I think we can hear you. Yeah, you sound terrible. You sound like you're underwater. And a robot. We can't hear you at all, honey. I'm sorry. It's mumbled.
She's laying knowledge on him.
Dang it. And it was going to get so good, too. I know it. We were just getting into it.
I'll get back to solar and try.
There you are. Hey.
Can you hear me?
Coat, by the way, it looks Tibetan. Her coat looks Tibetan or Nepalese or.
Looks like she's on top bunk.
Cool. She's one tough girl. Hi, Heather. Where's your coat from?
What's that?
Where's your coat from? Where's your sweater from?
Oh, that.
A thrift store.
I was like, it's exotic. It's from an exotic land. It's from Nepal. Thrift
I'm
store.
frugal, man. It might be.
Me too.
It's so comfy and it's wool.
It's beautiful. I love it. It's beautiful.
I like the hood on it too. And I don't like hoods, but I like this hood.
So old style. It's a metal zipper.
Hello, I'm back. What a freaking movie. This is what you have got for us, Q45. You got next for us, Q45. I don't know. We don't know who's got anything for us. Hey, Monty. How are you guys?
So can I reply to Justin though, real quick? I'm sorry. I know I'm talking.
Please don't be sorry. Please don't be sorry.
I'm not against Christianity. I honestly think Christianity is going to save our world. And I believe that, right? Because the movement back toward connection with God through Jesus is what is saving our world as we speak.
Yeah.
And for all the bad in the world, you've got this beauty. Okay. I was born and raised Pentecostal apostolic. So, we're Amish, right? So I had a lot of problems growing up because I questioned things, and I always have.
You little rebel.
You're not allowed to question things. And so as I got older,
a caveman girl.
as I got older, I questioned things to the point that that's what led me to studying all these other different things, right? And because I had questions and nobody was answering them. It was just do as you're told.
Right.
And even our preacher, even our pastor, he did the same thing. Well, this is what the Bible says. And then I got into a relationship where the devil used the Bible against me.
Sure.
And I no longer I no longer wanted to be that person who blindly just, fell in line, because that's part of how I got myself into that situation. So
I understand. Yeah.
I was pagan for a while, and I believe Jesus died for us. I believe that repentance comes through the Son of God. Okay. I don't want you to get me mistaken. I just don't want to label myself. I'm very anti-label. All right.
Thanks. Yeah, I know you are, honey. I know you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I've been
understand
labeled a lot of things. I've been labeled a whole things that I can never get rid of. Right? It doesn't even matter. I'm not gonna get in line with their agenda to put another label on me to separate me from my fellow man. I won't do it, and that is why I won't wear the label, and that's how strong I feel about it. I feel like it can divide more than it can unite, and I won't do it.
Absolutely. I don't like the label either. I put on Facebook, when it asked religion, I just put believer. When it asked political system, I put independent. That's me. I'm independent. Yeah.
When the census lady came, she asked me what my race was. I told her I was human.
I was like, huh?
Oh, that's a good answer.
They don't like that.
That's a great
When they
answer.
asked me what my ethnicity was, and I said, well, my nationality is American. I'm a human being. I am of the race of human beings. Right?
Exactly.
We all bleed red.
I am a soul inside of a body. That's all.
You know,
all
we
I
just
am.
had in our Lost Coast outpost, they had an article about our census and blah blah, and it was like something about, and now it's
At
a little,
least
it's a little less white.
Yep.
You know, that's, and that's how mainstream it is out here with this whole divide and conquer.
I got a question for Heather, and maybe even Justin.
Yeah.
I said my religious background to you, but I've reached, after all this study. Okay, I'm 61 years old. I'm to the, what do they classify me as? I don't. Do you believe in God? It's beyond belief. Did I tell you this before, Deanna? I look at it as it is his creation. I breathe it, I see it, I hear it, and I feel it. That's God. It's not nature fucking shit. This is you know what I mean?
You don't worship the creation, is what you're saying. Because I used to worship the creation.
No,
Heather,
it's
rather than the
creator.
Yeah,
the creation is him. You know what I mean? To me.
I get what Robert's saying.
No, he created it. He can't be the creation and have created it at the same time. That's a big no for me. I used to worship creation. I do not worship this earth anymore.
Right. No.
You know?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Robert's
No,
saying
I
God
don't.
is in everything.
It's everything.
God is in everything. So you can feel the presence of God in the creations of God.
I know that. I understand that. I understand that. Of course.
Look how blessed we are to see, to breathe, to reproduce, to enjoy, or happiness or anger or depression. You know what I mean?
I want to read this person's chat. I do know what you mean, but
I don't like that classification. I don't know what pagan is. I don't know what the rainbow crap is. You know, that I was busy building things and taking care of my families, you know? And I don't know what pagan is, or all this, you know, all the different things, right?
Come to Humble. I'll show you. We'll take a walk on the wild side.
You know
No, I think the labels divide us. You know, I think that's the whole game. Is that you're this, and now I know everything about you because of this word. You know, and I think to me, what you're saying is like God is in all of it. In the same way, He's in one of the parables in the Bible, and you get that lesson. That's God talking to you. You also could learn things from looking at your environment or thinking back over your family in ways. To me, the message is always knocking on the door, and it's trying to reach us, and we're too busy, and we get in the way. You know,
Right.
and I think God is in nature. I think nature is God. I don't think you should be like
No.
a wolf or whatever. You know,
Right.
it's
Exactly.
way bigger than all that.
Bigger than
And-
that. Right.
But we get trapped in our minds, and we use these labels and we use these archetypes to try to create order to make ourselves feel safe.
We like
You know?
words. We like words and hey, I wanted to say something that Anthony said. He's 65. He was born in the UK and born dyslexic. He could not read and write, and they put him in an institution for many years. And I mentioned this to someone the other day. They said that Reagan was a horrible president because he let everybody out of the mental institutions, right? And nowadays you can kind of see they're this close to being able to lock people up and drug them up if they want to again. That's not okay. That is not okay to do to somebody.
Yeah. Those institutions in many cases were nightmare scenarios for people who just disappeared into darkness of drugs and neglect. You know, that's really real. I think they did a lot of mumbo jumbo around in their own interest, and that's why the things were closed, not because he was trying to save them, but maybe it was a good thing to let them out of their cages. Now they're cages, methamphetamine and heroin, and a whole bunch of other stuff, a whole bunch of new cages. But
what, Robert?
There wasn't enough money involved in that mental side to they couldn't shield the money. It wasn't enough.
Well, they figured out how to do it in my town. They just put a public health officer in a position, and the city council and the board of supervisors don't meet. Embezzling money.
Exactly.
They're all embezzling money because the paperwork we dropped off. I'm gonna mute you again, Heather, for just a sec, because it's was from common law, and it said on the top, we the people, not including America Inc. And that was something I wanted to share about too and talk about, because it ties into, even though we're at 2 hours and 30 minutes, I'm still going to talk more because it ties into the whole big pharma and the medicine thing. And I just forgot what I was talking about. What was I just talking about?
It was the health officials in their corruption.
Oh yeah, our corrupt people, they get me so upset, you guys. I could feel my blood pressure just go through the roof to the top already. So I'm going to share something that this is going to sound crazy to some people that aren't following what's going on, who have never heard of common law. They have no idea that there's two different systems at play here in America today, right? It's definitely legit that we have a corporate America that is running things, and that is this.
Upside down.
It's upside down. Thank you, Justin. And that is corporate America. These people don't support these people. Do not support these, because these people support this guy. Thank you, Justin. Okay, this is everything we talked about today.
Let's just call him Mr. Burns.
Exactly. Comes right on down.
So I'm going to share one thing, and let me share one more thing, and I'm going to unmute Heather. I don't like muting you at all, Heather. I do not like it. It makes me so uneasy. But I'm going to share with you guys a website that I started when we built our mama's tiny house, and it was most just about her tiny house, which is all the blog is. It's just about the tiny house that we built. Am I sharing? I better make sure, because I'm an idiot. Yes, I am. Okay. So, but what I wanted to share with you guys is this page, this ode to the corporation. This is something that I found right after the election, right after stuff. I want to just read you a couple things of it, okay? DC is fenced off, and the president is never going back to the White House, but not for reasons you may be thinking. Fear not, there will be a new Capitol built and an end to income taxes paid, blah, blah, blah. Now, some of this could sound like hopium. I'm not buying all this stuff. What I'm saying is It says the corporation that is now in the hands of a new administration, they went to all the trouble to steal a corporation whose assets are in the process of being seized. Most did not see this coming, for they didn't even know their nation was a corporation. But it is indeed for now. But now, no more are the state subject to it. Please read on to understand the battle we're in. So you guys gonna have to read this, but this is what a lot of people understand this year. In 1871, a seditious act was performed by the government. A coup was made to rewrite the Constitution and we the people in all capitals under a new corporate contract, transferring the United States of America into the new corporation of the United States of America, which transferred the power of we the people and the Constitution over to the new corporation. When they did that, it placed the citizens in the U.S. as property of the corporation, which was centered in Washington, D.C. This action made Washington, D.C. a foreign entity on American soil of sovereign states. It was established through a loan from the Vatican when D.C. was transferred into a city-state, and this corporate entity then ruled over the people. Citizens' rights were taken from them in this process. No one realized this. That's all I'm going to read about this, but there's a diagram down just how this works. Okay, and so you've got the Jesuits, Illuminati, Knights Templar, Knights Malta, 32nd degree, plus Masons, Freemasons, organized religion. There's your favorite, Heather. Secret services and societies, military, police, mafia, UN, US, EU, G20, NATO, big bank, big media, big industry, national, regional, local politics, NGOs, think tanks, and big charities. So I've been following this website is called the Marshall Report, and it's got it's from a woman. We don't have, aren't we in August? I don't know why it doesn't show August, but she's still rolling. She still has blogs going. I guess she hasn't had nothing going since July 16th. So if you want to follow some of that stuff, but the other thing is on my website, I have two places where these are people that are common law people. And so the paperwork that we dropped off to our county Friday, like I said, on the top of it, it said, we the people, not the American corporate, not corporate America. That's why I read that to you, because there's people that don't think this is legit. There's people that don't understand. There are state nationalists in Congress today, senators, House of Representatives. State nationalists are actually those are the people that they follow this. This is assembly training. This is how to become a state nationalist. This chick right here, Jennifer Goodwin, she's a new believer. And what she did is, she will tell you in this testimony, she found God. She used to be marketing. She ran 3 big websites. And now what she does is teach people how to do common law. And so I'm going to read you a couple things from her site. It's going to sound crazy to some of you people, but it says you're eligible for credit. Some of that stuff goes into Nasara Jasara. Go look at Shepherd's channel for that. She reads the book about it. It talks about your social security card. You know, a lot of people are figuring it out that if you want to correct your citizen status and become a state nationalist, you have to fill out a 2,000-page document. That's what I know. And so this tells you all about it. This is new down here. She's got all these people that have supposedly gotten help from her. But I paid to be in this training. She got shut down. She's one of those, she's been shut down a million billion times, okay? They shut her down all the time. And they remember last year when the term state nationalist, they were making them sound like if you were a nationalist, you're a nationalist.
You're a neo-Nazi.
You are, they were laying the groundwork so that you would be suspicious of this and think that you are in, if you're one of those, you're a racist, whatever. Now I'm going to show you the other website. I hope I'm sharing. I did show that I'm sharing, right? Okay. This guy is
we got a nod.
Okay, thank you. This is the guy that I hired for me to sue Safeway in Humboldt County. And it cost me $200. And he gave me a private consultation. And while I was talking to him, he filled out the paperwork. He filled out the forms. And we've sent paperwork to Humboldt County as a common law, legit person. The courts have to recognize The courts, I unmuted you, Heather, darling. Okay. The courts have to recognize that you have to, if you're going to go defend yourself as a common law person, the first thing you say, does this court recognize common law procedures? And then you may proceed and you may defend yourself, and you don't need a lawyer. And I haven't done it yet because when my kid got in trouble, I told you the other day, we spent a bunch of money to get him out of trouble because this is all new to me. I was not going to risk my kids, the lawyer money. This is the racket. This is the racket. You pay the lawyers, you pay the court, you get him out of trouble. He didn't hurt anybody.
And
He
we
did
all
break the
know
law,
but the defense attorney is having lunch with the prosecutor, and they're probably
it's
all having
all-
dinner with the judge at the orgy later that night, and so
You had to go there.
I always
Did you really have to go there?
that's what they do. And they wear their masks.
Didn't say that.
Oh, I
They're
mean,
face
they're
diapers. What do you think, Heather, about all that?
I think you're spot on.
Yeah, pretty much on the target.
Yeah,
If you look at history,
directly over
look
the
at
target.
how it all runs together with history. The British and the French and how they used to mingle to make deals, and it's what it is.
There's a legal loophole for every law, almost.
Right.
Okay, and I gotta say almost because they do have some of them set up where there aren't no loopholes, only chokeholds. But having said that, if there is no victim, there is no crime.
Right.
Yeah,
And that is
natural law.
by their written words. Once you know that once you order that room, that maritime law, people think all that's crazy. We've been under maritime law for more years than these people will even be alive.
Right. Yep. More people are finding out. Amen. More people are finding out. This is a corporation. Yeah.
Would you send me the information, or you said it's on your website?
I just dropped the link. The link, and now the first one I dropped is the assembly training. That's the girls' website. And the second one I'm dropping, Privacy Fight, is the name of the guy that I hired. It doesn't look like much. His website doesn't look like much. He does a lot of LLC, help people become we've been through that process. We were a sole proprietorship for, I think 8, 10, 12 years with our cleaning company. And then we became a corporation. So, and that's the other thing they make. If you're a mom and pop corporation, darn, you got that stigma like you're a corporation, but we're not that kind of corporation, right? We're the corporation that wants to be protected from our personal assets. Yeah,
that was a way to attack mom and pop businesses
I know
because it's
I know
all
it was.
tax brackets. That's all those are, tax brackets and insurance liabilities. That's all those designated labels are, So they've got their money on one side, and then when you go and do these things that you need to do because you've reached a certain point, then they nail you like, okay, we're going to flip this on you. Now you get to be the bad guy.
Right.
And then it's all a racket.
Yeah. Labels like leashes too. That's a big,
right.
You're a this.
Right. I mean,
if a corporation does a good job, if they're a good business, I don't really care. And that doesn't mean that I like their product. It means they have to be decent human beings.
They have to have integrity. We either sell out, we have integrity. That's it. If people could just get that, I want to see your bank account, city council person, board of supervisor. I want to see your bank account. I want to see how rich you've gotten while you were supposed to be our public servant. Because that's it. That's all it is.
I have an idea. How we can fix this whole thing. First, take the whole system out because it's rotten to the core. Right.
Take the
and
whole
once you've got fruit that's rotten to the core, it can ruin the entire tree if you leave it lay on there. So I say remove the whole thing, and we start over the way it was intended, where we have landowners and we have business owners, and we say, hey, and call them up like jury duty. Okay, call them up like jury duty for 1 to 2 years at a time, no more. Right? You don't make it an electoral thing except for the top offices, because who is going to represent their community better than the landowners and the business owners in said communities? And then what you do is you say, you make X amount of money a year at your business. Okay, here's what we're going to do. You're going to come serve your mandatory serving. We're going to pay you what you made last year in your business plus extra because you're doing this other job. And that way we're not taking anything away from those communities either. And then you're not saying, I'm going to pay this guy $250,000 to fly around on my ticket and spend my money in ways that I don't even get to know that it's being spent. This solves that, right? Because you're still building the community. And once you build those local economies, you have to start small. If you don't have a seed, you're not going to have a plant. If you don't have a plant, you're not going to have fruit, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you look at it in that way, then and everybody goes, what can we do at a local? Well, this is a place to start. And if you've ever heard of Michael Tellinger, he has the One Small Town movement, Ubuntu movement.
Okay.
Tellinger, or just go to one small town and look at that. Just listen. Listen to his introductory. I've listened to several of his interviews. I've done some digging on this, and it's everything in the community. Okay, everybody in the community that wants to participate in this, business owners and everything, and they all throw in 3 hours a week, right? Wherever somebody needs that 3 hours. Okay, everybody throws in 3 hours a week. Now you get to walk into the grocery store and pick up what you need. And you walk out because you're part of that community. You're providing your 3 hours of service. You reap the benefits of that. Now, everybody that's not participating, they're paying money. And you grow enough in your community that you have enough for your community. Mm-hmm. Plus you have that same amount to sell at the community and money for the community. And that gets divvied up between road projects and building, fixing, and all the different things like that. You start looking at community in those ways, man, starting at a level and doing it in that manner, how beneficial would that be for everybody? Right?
That's so funny that you bring that up. That's so funny that you bring it up, because I was thinking about bringing this up, and I might have before, but I gotta mute her because it echoes me on your channel. That's so weird. Oh, I know why, because you lag, and sometimes it doesn't lag. So now it's not echoing. So I'm not going to mute you because I hate muting you. Anyway, my friend moved to Thousand Oaks or something. I know that's why, and she was in some fancy part of Southern California. Her husband is an author, and Hollywood bought one of his scripts. Okay. And so we went to visit him, and I said, how much is this place? She was in this big, amazing, it was apartment complex, but you walk in and there's a fountain, and it's just like all these different, I don't know how to describe it. The architecture was like Greek, columns and stuff, but they were apartments. It just didn't look like a boxy apartment. Okay. And it cost her $4,000 a month to live there. And she said that what they were doing was, because we noticed a lot of construction in the neighborhood where she lived. And she said, well, what they're doing now is they're creating neighborhoods, because she's like, oh yeah, this is a new neighborhood. And what they're doing is they're making sure we have everything here, like a grocery store and a movie theater and, doctors and just everything you need. So the idea is you don't have to drive, you make your friends here, and you don't have to drive 2-3 hours away or something to go visit your friends. And I thought that was a weird part of her explaining the story to me, because I don't think she was for it. She was just explaining to me, that's what they do in the cities, right? That's what you were saying earlier. They set you up to put you in there, to get you all. And what's funny? There's a biblical principle that says you should not build your house on top of another. So there's a lot of things that People don't understand. I do understand, but I do know that I'm at I might have jumped from a level 2 to a level 3 today with you guys this morning. I might have got a little more, insight as to uncovering, unpacking, and revealing the lies and the crap they keep doing to us over the years. And the first thing I know need to do is just turn off that damn television, turn off that mainstream media, and you're letting them tell you their lies.
Yep.
And they're mind controlling. They literally are mind controlling using subliminal messages, constant propaganda assault on your brain. I've tucked it away a long time ago. I mean, I was watching mainstream up until about the election, a little bit a day, just enough to what's going on in the world. I will not ever go to those channels again.
It's not what's going on in the world.
It's not. It's not. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, you're right.
But
that's what I learned. They don't know what's going on in the world. They're just telling us their bullshit every day.
You talk about the importance of words, and I know I've talked to you about that. We talk about how they're using words against us, right? Vision. Think about that. Not television.
Right.
Government.
To rule your mental. Where's my little thing? Words are I'm going to show. I'll tell you what the result of that is. It's the government. It's the daddy one. My favorite one. I know where it is. Government ain't my daddy, God, or boss, and they never will be. And I'm afraid that we're seeing the results of the TV people. They're TV people. Yeah, they're freaking zombies, all right. They really are. Here's my good one.
Hey, Spring Roll, I didn't build this one, but I did.
Hi, Spring Roll.
The last home I built was a log cabin, just like this.
It's not Thai spring roll. What kind of spring roll are you today? Are you Thai today? Where's my government daddy one, man? Let me see all these.
Hey, I want to show Jeff something.
Show us.
You already seen it, I think.
Well, I'm gonna look too.
I told you this is how big the place is. Right?
Oh, look at that cabin.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I'm jealous.
Yes, this is what I'm working on.
Jeff,
I walk out in your
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
walk out your front yard.
I'm working on them yards, them logs right here. See them?
Okay.
What are you doing?
Replacing pillars.
I got to replace this one right here with the gutter. Some brain dead person put a gutter on this post.
Gutter? Really?
Yeah. So now I got to change it.
A gutter on a post, huh?
Yeah, that can happen. That can happen.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up and hang up. I'm on 3 hours now, and I got to eat and use the restroom. And I love talking with you. We'll see you guys later. What, Heather?
I said, thanks for having me. I really love you guys so much. And when you just said,
love
hey,
you
have her
guys.
come up, I was just like, okay, I can talk about this.
Oh, I loved it. I loved the first time you came into Mike's show. We were like, who's that? She's got to come back. And you were a couple. And then I found your channel. I saw you did a really great one on, you should drop your link in here, but the Neck of the Woods you guys they do a lot of really great videos on sustainability and survivability on a budget, economical. No, it's great. It's great. And I love the, what was it you did? A spice blends. Make your own spice blends.
Hey,
there's a lot of good information if you guys
Heather,
want.
Heather, what do you do when you got a million peaches?
Man, I love his
peaches. A million peaches, huh?
You can them, babe. Or you dehydrate them.
Yeah.
A little bit of lemon juice in a squirt bottle and dehydrate them. And holy mackerel, because you can keep stuff dehydrated for a long time. Just slip it in a mason jar with an oxygen absorber, which I got to do one on that because there's a way to make those really, really cheap.
Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Absorbers.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That'll be your next video.
For like $6. You can make like over 1,000 of them for like $6.
Roughly.
Yeah. You guys are putting out good info. We all are. I'm really proud of us on Liberty Warrior And he was talking to me this morning. Oh, sorry, honey. I didn't hear you were talking. I'm sorry. What did he say?
I was just agreeing. I said, yeah, I said, everybody's a little different, a little bit here, a little bit there between, you know, like you just said, Liberty, Travis, you, us,
yeah,
Jeff, Craig, you know, Age. I mean, you know,
everybody stepped up their game. They're not just shooting the breeze as much anymore. I've noticed everybody's trying to bring something to the table. You know, we're beyond just talking.
Yeah,
it's not. We're not. This is not a 3-hour stream about shooting the breeze. We've just discovered the secrets of the world and solved all the problems of the world.
You can't see it very good.
It's done. Like we could do it. Heather, I wrote it down. We got to get rid of all this stuff right now. Start over. You know, and we have fun. We have fun.
Yeah. Have you heard Tactical Tano's idea about bringing together employers that need employees, but that like mom and pop shops that are not requiring jab or diapers, and bringing them together with people who want to work but have lost their job due to those mandates, and bring those together?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I say the same thing. Bring the doctors in that don't require or want their patients to be jabbed, and bring them in with people like us who we have no desire.
Yes, I did hear him mention that, and I mentioned that in California on Peggy Hall's website, Freedom for California, she does have under resources, and our business is listed there. A1 Cleaning Service LLC is my company, and I will, and we will employ
anybody. A while to her.
Yeah, she's great. She's
Peggy's
great.
really good.
She's my mentor, man. I'm following her footsteps all the way. But thankfully, she's in California, so you know. But yeah, we'll have to talk more about this because there's so much to that corporate America thing. And like I said, Shepherd of the Forest is the one who's got all the info. Robert follows her, so we get to. Yeah, she's great. Her voice is just like water balm or something, you know. It's just
Hey, sorry, Shepard. These guys have been keeping me busy. I haven't been able to listen to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if Robert listens to it when he goes to sleep, you know. My husband and I, it's funny, when we first became Christians, we were listening to this guy, Bob Hoekstra was his name, and they were cassettes. That's how old we are. They were cassettes, and he had just Family God's Way. And it was just about how to raise kids in this world that's so evil, you know. And that's why I knew about the satanic occult 25 years ago. I didn't really know until I came into the Christian world. And the guy that you said, you came out of Pentecostal, the churches that my husband and I have been a part of all these last 26 years is Calvary Chapels, Chuck Smith, Calvary Chapel churches. And he came out of Pentecostal, and he would just go to the beach and teach the Bible to the hippies on the streets. In the hippie movement, he was the guy that he said, there's nowhere these people could go. They don't own suits and nice fancy dresses to go to church. And he realized that was a little overemphasized, right? And so his thing was, I just want to read, I want to teach the Bible like a college textbook through the books from beginning to end. Not necessarily have to be Genesis through Revelation, but you read Daniel, you start in chapter 1, you end in the end, right? You read the books through from front to end. There's 66 books in it, right? Or 77, or whatever's really in there. But you read it in context is the point, because people take a verse from here and a verse from there. And they grew a lot. They're the ones that stood up in the in all this stuff too. McCarthy is in Southern California. He's a Calvary Chapel pastor, and he sued the governor because they told him, you can't sing in church. You need to shut your church down. No, our church don't play. My church stood up for me. I'm so thankful. I'm in a solid Bible believing. There's good fruit at my church. You know, are there things I don't agree with in my church? Of course there are. But I go to church to serve and to show people like, hey, this is where we need to be. Whether you believe everything in that book right now or not, that's fine. But the young kids and children are the victims, and they get picked off in church all the time too. So if you want to be righteous, go be a righteous person. Go be part of a community where whatever happened to you, Heather, or I know a lot of women who were molested by somebody who was supposed to be in the church. And you didn't say that's what happened to you, but I'm saying that's what I know happens to women and men when they're little boys and girls, and they tell them, they warp them up, and religion's mixed with God and Jesus. And I know there's people in America today, they can't hear it. They can't hear any of it. And so God would have to break through to them personally in a way that only he could, because they have been mind manipulated to the highest degree. To the highest.
They say you have two choices. What they don't tell you is that those two choices are death or God. It's not real. It's not really life after you've been through something like that. It's it's death or God. Like, and people don't understand the essence of what some of the things that you go through in life are. It comes down to, boils right down to that. It's sit down, or you can try this again later. You know what I mean? You can go through another. I believe that our souls. I believe that our souls do reincarnate, and I believe that we do have ultimate lessons that our Creator wants us to learn. And so I believe in that, because my son, my oldest son, when he was really, really little, he was like a little bit more than 18 months, but not quite 2 years, would have dreams, and he would come out and talk to us about these dreams of this past life that he had. And when a 2-year-old does that, who's never been exposed to TV, you tell me where it came from.
Right.
Yeah. And that's all over the world.
Come from his kids'
many
books.
stories like that.
Huh?
Oh, there's so many stories like that from all over the world. And there's cultures who have a place for that, where it's normal and they don't traumatize the kid for doing it. And then there's the West, where they say, oh, it's your imaginary friend, or it's this or that, and they tell them to sit down.
Try to squash it out.
I have another thought that goes in with that, and it brings me peace, because I feel in my heart that there is truth to it, and that is that every soul comes into your life for a reason and for a season, right? When Jesus said, there's a reason and a season. So if you believe that, then as much pain as the loss of someone, close to you is, the joy that you have known them previously, and you will know them again, because we are all connected in God, right? We are all connected.
Right, yeah.
And I know that in my heart, and nobody can tell me that different. I can't be budged on.
Hey, have you
We're space dust, man. We're nothing but space dust.
Heather,
creation.
Heather, have you listened to Alba Weinman?
Yeah, I've watched Alpha.
She's amazing. That's amazing stuff right there.
Yeah,
amazing. Yes,
and I mean, I listen to a lot of things, and I don't just absorb things, though. I listen with a voice of discernment. I listen with filters, and I go with what my spirit tells me is an essential truth. Thing. And because I do like origins, and it does bother me about the lies and stuff. I'm not saying that it makes the whole thing junk, by the way. I don't believe that. I believe there's a lot of really good things, in the Bible. I'm not trying to take people away from their faith at all. I just worry that I just worry that some of them don't have the same kind of viewpoint, like the strength in their connection with God. They don't have that confidence in their connect, right? Or maybe they don't realize that's something they have to do on their own. So that's all. I worry about those people. It bothers me, because I came from that. You will believe it because I told you to believe it.
One-track mind.
You will believe it because this says so.
Cool.
Those are the ones we're scared for.
Yeah. So just that spirit of discernment.
What, Robert? What?
I just Spring Roll wrote something in there.
Oh, okay.
What'd she say?
And you mentioned that you showed up that card, right? Of who not, what companies not to support.
Yeah.
You guys, man. I went to the refrigerator and I was like, you know, pick
Uh-oh.
up something.
Uh-oh,
And I was
it's
like,
already there. Craft.
oh man.
I guarantee you I have some craft products. I mean, there's no way,
Frankie.
you know, Heather probably makes all her salad dressing from scratch, but I used to do that.
Hey, you know, a good place to start you guys is there's lists about woke corporations and not woke corporations. The
Okay.
woke corporations are a good, you know, place to start avoiding, I think.
Yeah.
Right on.
In my opinion.
I wanted to share something with you guys really quick about you, because you mentioned your son would have those dreams, and it made me think of this girl. Have you guys ever heard of Akane?
The recording artist?
No, I'm going to share her with you really quick. So she's Lithuanian. Her family is Lithuanian. And when she was 4 years old, she started doing paintings, and her stories.
Oh, I do know who you are talking about. I do. Oh, they're so beautiful too. I recognize the artwork right off the bat. I know exactly. Who
Yeah, I have not seen any of this old artwork, but this newer artwork, I want to go down to when she was 4 and show you. So she told her family stories about heaven and stories about God. And then I remember there's so much, but this painting of Jesus, her mom, she said that she wanted Jesus, and she had an idea in her mind, but she wanted something. She wanted a man to paint, right? And so I just remember reading. I have her book, right, and I read it. And this guy shows up that he was a carpenter, ironically, but this was her self-portrait. That was her when she was 8. And my girlfriend, who adopted 2 little girls from China, I remember I was at a women's retreat, and I shared these stories. She did 2 of them. This one here, and her little girls came from a hellish situation, and she cried so much. But then this one here of these 2 black kids too. If you can, I don't know if the story's here, but in the book she tells every story found. Yeah, they found these girls by these waterfalls. The book's amazing, you guys. She's an amazing artist who the family they were not believers in Jesus at all. They didn't know anything about anything. Look at these pictures that she painted of the universe. And this is a picture she did of Jesus in the missing years. I mean, she just does cool work. So yeah, I think when the children tell you these stories, and this was the one where we're at right now. This is the crossroads. It's the challenge. Which way do we go? What's true? Where's the light? Where's the dark? I mean, her stuff's powerful.
Yeah.
Her artwork is amazing. And her
really
story is even more incredible.
Yeah.
And they're definitely solid Christian people, but they were not before her daughter started talking to them about her stories and telling her where she was, whatever her dreams were, you know. And it started when she was 4. So I think that's amazing when your children they're little prodigies, right? They're prodigies.
Think about it. You know why God loves the children? Because they're still the closest to Him. They haven't been
pure. They're so pure.
They're so pure. They're so innocent. They haven't been imbued with all the things in our world. They haven't been put in front of a TV. They haven't been, their creative spirit. That's God flowing through us. I believe that is God flowing through us, and I believe that everybody
absolutely
has
true
that creativity. And when we did our interview with Ken Carson, we spoke on this. We touched on this, and we had talked about everybody is an artist, and if you're not expressing your God-given gift, whatever that may be, whether it's organizing or drawing or playing music or what have you,
building a house,
it leads to depression. And everybody has a different creative ability. It could be just to talk. It could be just to present information. It could be whatever, it could be something where you don't even get seen. And there's this kid from Slovakia who paints and does work. And he voices over in his, with his paintings, and he is just a balm to my soul. I just love him. It's
What's his name?
channel is called Attract Passion.
How is it spelled?
Attract Passion.
Oh, okay.
That's the name of his channel. And he does these different paints, and then he does, he does a voiceover track to go with it. And he tells you what he's getting from his spirit in the, and how he feels, and it's how he interprets these things to help people. And it's really
beautiful.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds great. I will check it out.
I love it. That's like my meditation time right there. I can kind of meditate out on just watching him paint. I love that. So
you guys you're probably going to play with your mill today. I'm real jealous. Love a mill. I know
it's raining here. It's too dangerous when the wood's slick. You don't do
you're kind of, you would. So do you have a fire going? Is it that cold or just sweaters?
Just wet.
No.
It's just wet and damp. And
Hey, I got a question for you, Diana. Deanna?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You don't have bears up there?
You know I do. I told you my husband shot one.
Oh, that's
he
right.
Killed one.
I forgot.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, we have bears.
Just forgive me. That's what I'm doing.
You stoner.
Far and few between.
I'm on
Final
bear
thoughts.
watch.
Okay, yeah. Final thoughts.
I gotta use the rest.
An idea that came up earlier when we were talking, and I don't remember the root of it, but last year, the media seemed very interested in creating a civil war based on race, and it didn't stick really.
No,
I didn't see my neighbor
up with it anymore.
picking up arms and everybody losing their shit to go do that. But over the vacation, that's what's coming, and that's what they're stitching into this reality. Yep. And so we have to do everything we can to rage against that. And that means loving our neighbors, being open to other people's ideas, rejecting the labels and the division, the bullshit. Kill your TV immediately, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And the second idea that I had was when you were talking about the neighborhoods idea, systems find equilibrium. Like God's creation finds balance. It's all around us. It's always happening unless there's a government that intervenes and creates restrictions and creates monopolies. And we have to be very suspicious of anyone who wants to come and give us a plan. Here's how we do it. This is where the money comes from, and la 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 la. And so I think that's what's happening. There's all these brilliant, wonderful, bright people who are coming up with solutions. And so we just need to keep supporting each other. Those are my final thoughts.
Absolutely. See, I wanted to say it earlier before I forget again. It some of it, and it's partially our fault. I mean, there's percentages in there that we just went on by with life, and knowing at certain points something just doesn't seem right, but yet it goes by anyhow. And that's over the period of hundreds of years. And time after time that when we grew up listening to our parents, and sometimes our parents wouldn't even talk around us about certain political things. And then, that makes an empty gap. So it's like the process of stepping to eliminate that part of government that is allowing certain things to happen, but as us growing up, not knowing certain things. And some of it is, what's the next step? It's making that, okay, we have to go talk to the mayor, the council in town, the school boards, fire department boards. It starts all there. And then once we gain control there, that's why the good man, took the game and whacked it off the legs and the feet. Actually, I should say, because it all was coming one.
What? You lost me. What the heck just happened?
Keep it right. Trying to keep it right on what's going on with what's going on today. So coming back to voting and having things done the correct way and getting rid of the deception and all that, it's a big ball, but I mean, it can be done because our ancestors did it, and they before them and then before them and then the ones that wrote our Constitution to make it what we should have today. And we can't lose that. We just can't lose it.
Yeah, we're not going to. I mean, the alternative is that they're going to build this machine around us, and it's going to be like the Matrix combined with Human Centipede, and that's not going to be good for any of us.
As long as we keep doing what we're doing right now, just keep doing exactly what we're doing, and then make
Gotcha.
movements on our ends, in each
This
state.
helps, right? It helps, right?
It helps
Heather?
talk it
Yeah.
out. Helps plan ideas. It helps put things in place, and we appreciate it. So that's all I had. I didn't want to.
I'll do a real quick final thought. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. No,
Okay.
what's his name? Mark? Is your name Mark?
Jeff.
Jeff. Okay, I got to write that down. Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead, Heather.
Always remember.
So my final thought is just like Justin said, take off the labels, love your neighbor, because it really comes down to that. And if any one person is telling you they have the plan, you should think again, because any great idea that comes from will always come from the creator. And if you have to be the person who lets go of ego and says, here is an idea, let's get it out to as many people as we can. Somebody has the skill set to take this idea and help us build it. We have enough people with skill sets that join together, and this idea becomes something of a reality, and then we can move forward and help people in those manners. So I'm all about that. If I ever have an idea and somebody out there in YouTube land hears it and goes, that's a good idea, I know how to do that, go do it. Go do it. I don't want any credit.
Hesitate.
That comes from God, and I want to put it out there so somebody with the skill set can pick that up. And I feel like everybody should be in that kind of thought. So that's my final, and I love you guys.
And we couldn't see chat.
I love you guys.
For talking to us, we can't see the chat. It's not popping.
Oh, you can't see the chat? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Heather's a sweetheart. Two Feathers says, hi, Heather, sweetheart. Two Feathers loves you. Ms. Blue Moon just checked in. We've done 3 hours. We're about getting off. Robert gets a final thought.
We don't want to keep holding you up.
No, I'm fine. Justin came to do our stream. We don't get to talk that much. I don't, get to see him as much. So he got to sit in, and that was really cool. I'm super stoked for that. This was the best one to have him sit in on too. Because like I said, he said he's no expert, but he really does know a lot about, I'm a level 3 now. I'm giving myself an upper, I'm a 3. So go ahead, Robert, Mr. Level 9 over here.
And I asked you about the bears I met recently.
No, not lately. We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
That's what I meant.
Sure, Robert.
We dished out a lot of information.
We did.
A lot of YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
As things are occurring today, don't let the stuff get to you.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
God wins. So
God
just
does.
watch. That's my favorite thing. I am a just watch and see guy. My mom, I think my mom died from worry. Okay.
Worry. Yeah, you can.
Worry.
Oh, yeah.
I swear, she worried about everyone.
We've seen people lose it in the chats at times, right? People, they're just always taking this in. Yeah.
You take worry, fear,
right,
confusion, division,
disinformation.
Yes. See, it just don't let that
You gotta
get to
figure it out.
Don't let that get to you.
Yeah.
Even knowing what I know, I still enjoy the small things in life, enjoy every moment.
That's right.
That's why they say present day. Every day is a present.
It's a gift.
Exactly.
We're not guaranteed tomorrow. I might not be here tomorrow. This could be the last stream I ever do. I mean, I've had that perspective since I was 14 years old, you guys. So that's probably why I'm a little touched because, we live in a death culture. We are obsessed with death. And Chicago was a rough place. So I watch the news every night and people died all the time. So maybe that's where it came from, Shit, I could be dead tomorrow. I could get shot on the street, so that's legit.
And
that's
don't forget, I love you all, and we'll see you on Liberty Nation tonight.
Yeah. That's right. All right. My final thought. I do have a final thought. Oh, Two Feathers, all are so tired of everything mentioned. I know, honey. I love you all. I am praying for you all for peace and joy and comfort and love to come into your life by the way of people and whatever your needs are. I have a friend at church. His name is Joe Kent. And when I first met this guy, I'm telling you guys, I thought he was a phony because he's just always like, he's always full of joy and happy, and he's not a phony. He's legit happy all the time. He was a logger. He's retired now, but he used to have to get up at 4:00 in the morning to go to work, and he would get up an hour early to read his devotions because he felt like if he didn't have that morning time with the Lord, he'd be in mourning all day. That's what he's taught us. But the thing is that really strikes me about Joe is I asked him, Joe, how do you stay so full of joy all the time? How are you so happy all the time? And he said to me that he thought about it for a week before he answered me. Okay. He answered me. He said, I'll get back to you. I said, okay. Next Sunday I see him. He says, I believe that it comes from an attitude of thankfulness. I'm just thankful. And I think about my blessings. And he focuses on the things that are good and right. There are good things to focus on. And so there is a time for us to focus on the work that's ahead of us and the battle that we're in. We are at war. In case anybody doesn't know it, we are at war. And it's the New World Order globalist against everybody else. And they want to control us. And there's a lot of narratives going on right now. And so I feel like we all need to just focus on the things that we can that are good, right? And I'm very thankful for all of you, most of all, because I was despairing. You guys have no idea. It was really hard here without anybody to hear me, hear what's going on, see what kind of injustice is happening in my town. My town's a mess. It is a mess. This is what it looks like when the CCP takes over your town.
Yep.
It's gone. Your council don't hear you. Your board of supervisors don't hear you. You've got people that are occupying office that are embezzling money, and they're killing your mom and pops. And if all I focused on was all that crap all the time, and I didn't have you guys to talk about it with, and for you to say, you're not crazy, Deanna. You're not crazy. This is really wrong. I would have gone crazy without you guys. I'm not even kidding you. It's a hard thing to take when the whole town is gone. But we're not. I got Justin. I'm not alone, and I am focusing on the good things, and you guys are the good things. You guys are the good things. And I thank you for being here for 3 hours and 22 minutes. Oh my gosh, you guys. Wow. We're going to catch up to Travis soon. I miss Travis today. I didn't see Travis today. Hi, Bella. We're signing off, you guys, but I love y'all so much. We will see you in the some dog is dying in here. We'll see you at Mike's show, and we will. Oh, Neck of the Woods. Will you guys tell me? Do you have a consistent time that you're starting? It seems like you guys are really consistent. Are you on a certain time every day? Heather, do you know if you guys are? Oh, she was on. 2 p.m. is your time, Eastern time. Okay, so that's Eastern. 11. You're in Eastern time, and you're in Ohio. Oh man, that's confusing. I would think you were in Central time. Dang. Okay. So she's 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay.
That's 4 o'clock.
Notes, you guys. I got a lot of notes.
That's 4 o'clock us right there, Deanna.
No, they're ahead of us. They're ahead of us.
2 o'clock.
So it's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock for us. So I need to get on at 10 and get done with my stream by 11. Or I need to start earlier because you guys, Mike was talking to me, and it's coming 5:15 here. Oh, right now it's 5. Yeah, she's 3 hours ahead. It's 5:15 there. And you guys, Mike wants us, bye Justin. He wants us to be consistent with our time so that we can, because he's driving. And I bet you Jeff Riddle's on right now or one of the other guys. And so sometimes we're overlapping. So maybe all of us vloggers could do a meeting together, and maybe we could figure out a way where we can be on for everybody all the time, because I love seeing Bella and Ms. Blue Moon and Two Feathers and
that's why we picked that time slot, because we're not stepping on anybody's toes and we fill a blank.
Right on, guys. Kudos.
Exactly.
Good job.
So we all have time.
Yeah, love your
small
slots.
channels. We also all watch each other's backs. Exactly.
Yeah, we go to everybody
Right.
to give support to you guys.
Yeah. I know. It's so exciting. I love this family so much. I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm going to sign off. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love y'all so much. Peace out. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Robert.
Listen to me.